the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X gaming show. Tune in where the thoughts flow. Rant and rave with words that glow. Weekly stories make them go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is Sarge McCluskey. What's going on, bro?
Bro, so
Aren't you glad we have podcasts on Thursdays?
I don't want to say I want to celebrate today, but it's just kind of like, yep.
I like having podcasts on Thursday. A lot of shit happens, like, Monday to Tuesday. Or I'm sorry, Monday through Thursday, right? And then we can talk about a lot of stuff. And by the time other people get a hold of it, like stories that happen, it's like the weekend. You know what I mean? But we talk about it kind of first. So, I don't know. How's it going, chat? Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Live, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on 30NSG. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor.fm. And you can also watch us and listen to us on past broadcasts. Everywhere podcasts are able to be heard. We just talk about a few of the top stories. On today's show, Sarge, on episode 434? Is that what we got? 434. The title of today's show is Ubisoft Game Set Match. Episode Generation X Gaming 434. We're going to be talking about Ubisoft. We're going to be talking about lots of Ubisoft. We're going to be talking about Nintendo Switch. We're going to be talking about WB, a couple of WB stories. We're going to talk about Marvel. We got Marvel stories, Sarge. We're going to talk about technology, Sarge. Technology with AI, technology with computer screens and 3D and a bunch of other stuff. And we're going to talk a lot about Marvel stuff. We got a couple things of Marvel going on. So that's what's on today's show. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do appreciate you very much. We also have other channels, 30 and Still Gaming, who does gameplay. You can watch our playthrough of me and Sarge playing through Split Fiction. We did
such a good game.
3 parts up so far. We have one more week, it looks like. So next week we'll finish out. You can also watch our other videos that I do over on Nerding with 30, which is the entertainment channel. I got a couple of Marvel videos up, one just getting up today. And then we have 30 and Still Jamming, which is our music, that all the music I create and put on the show for the morning show and whatnot. You can listen to those songs over on 30 and Still Jamming. Appreciate it very much. What's going on, chat? Let's see who's here. Let me get the participation over here. What's going on, Game Fire? Krebsy, Robert Jones, The Dude, Ward, Huff, Water Bear, and Wonder Rose. Good evening. If those are the people that chatted in chat. Anybody else that's not chatting, welcome to the show. Appreciate you. So, Sarge, another week, another time warp, another week. Did you play anything fun? We're not there yet. Don't tell me what you played yet.
I mean,
anything exciting happening this week before we get to what you've been playing?
Well, you know that I had that wedding to go to that was on Monday. That no one believes.
Yeah, our cousin got married.
How
was
that? No
that?
one believes me. I mean, I don't want to say anything over the open airwaves, so we'll just say it was a good time.
Okay. All right. Well, let me put it this way. Did I miss anything?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I missed stuff.
Yeah, you missed stuff. So, what was funny is when I requested off for work.
Okay.
They were like, "What do you need off for?" And I'm like, "I have to go to a wedding." And it's
like on a Monday,
right? They're going. You're going. It says here it's a Monday. I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're not going to a fucking wedding on Monday." And I go, "Yeah, I am. I'm going to a wedding."
Did you show him? Did you show him the?
I had to show work the invitation.
Yeah, the invitation.
All right.
Yeah.
Once I showed the invitation, this is the words out of their mouth. What the fuck is a wedding on Monday?
That's exactly right.
My cousin does.
Yeah.
I said it's a bad economy, man. People gotta economize wherever they can.
Look, all I'm saying is, if you have a wedding on a Monday, you don't want anyone showing up, right? I mean, that's basically what you want.
I mean, listen, I was down in the Grove. Like, I've been to the Grove many times. That wasn't the first wedding I've been to that down in Miami.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful, like little like a hacienda like house, like it's like an old house that's built out of concrete and
Like an old
You know what I
Havana
mean?
house.
yeah, it's like the house is made of all stone. It was maybe like 6,000 square feet, had a giant yard, AstroTurf on it.
6,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's
Jesus
huge.
Christ.
Yeah, it's huge. So it was a good time. It was a good time.
Well, Kylo, let's be honest. Who has a wedding on Monday? You have to show proof. You know, I need a doctor's note to tell me that. Yeah,
he had a cigar roller there. The guy was fantastic.
Oh, of course he did. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. He had one of the best cigars I've had.
Was it a nice looking wedding? Was it a nice looking wedding?
I mean, it's Colombians marrying Italians. Everybody's beautiful.
That's all you have to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Right. With Colombians, Cubans, and Italians all together. Beautiful babies.
Nice.
That's all you have to know. You get beautiful babies.
Yeah, nice.
Um,
That or get a stab wound. Either one.
that's Puerto Rican. We're doing stereotypes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they don't get offended, by the way. I've said it to every Puerto Rican I've ever met.
No, they'll just stab you.
Right. But I mean, the week goes by quick. I like I said before, I really haven't been playing a lot of games because I'm staring at a screen a lot during the day, and so sometimes when I get home, I'm not really. I got to be in the mood. You know what I mean? I got to be play the game. The only couple things that for the rest of the week, not much, man, not much. That was pretty much it. The wedding took up a lot of time. Otherwise than that, we're good. I mean, it's seriously, it feels like 3 days. I see you, I go to work, then a day, and then I see you again. It's
Well,
like
I was down there this weekend.
I know.
You want to hear a fun story of me driving? Okay, so the
said
trip
it took you 4 hours to get home.
Yeah, the trip usually takes 2 hours, 45 minutes to 3 hours, right? 4.5 hours it took me to get home. And traffic was so shitty. And we had the Google map on, right? To see like, what kind of road stuff was happening as we're driving, right? Not because I need directions to get home, but just hearing the GPS tell me, crash ahead, whatever. I shit you not. I drive all the time. I've never heard this thing say one time. On Google Maps, it says stalled vehicle, right? Stalled vehicle. And I'm like, I've never heard this before. So stalled vehicle, then sure enough, there was a stalled vehicle, right? And we're like, okay, stalled vehicle. Driving like a mile down the road and it says, up ahead, stalled 2 vehicles. And I'm like, okay. And then we see 2 vehicles on the side of the road. And I'm like, so me and my wife are like, have you ever heard that before? Like, I don't know if it's an update and they just added it. I have no idea, right? This is not an exaggeration, Sarge, 47 stalled cars on the highway from where we left to where we got there, okay? I was so frustrated about 2 hours and a half in, okay? We're around the Point St. Lucie area, okay? I'm in the left lane, but I'm going slower. Nobody's in the right lane because of the stalled vehicle, okay? Because everyone's like moving over or whatever, okay? As soon as a stalled vehicle I pass, I get in the right lane to pass people in the right lane, and voila, I'm doing 90 miles an hour now, okay? Cop, right there. And I was like, oh, shit, right? I was like, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. And then what did I do, Sarge?
You let go of the gas.
But what did I do?
Put your hazards on.
Nope. I happened to be right next to upcoming the gas station, the turnpike plaza.
Area. The rest
area.
Yeah.
And as soon as I passed him, I looked at my wife, I go, we're going to get pulled over, right? Because even though everyone's going 90 miles an hour, I was in the right lane, right? And I was going a little bit faster than everybody else, and everyone's slamming the brakes, so it made me look like I was going even faster.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So I was pegged. I was like, oh, shit. And I went, quick thinking. I went, whoosh, got over to the left lane. By the time his lights went on, he was already like a quarter mile behind me, pulled into the rest stop, and sat there. My son's in the back, and he's on his iPad, right? And all of a sudden, he kind of like comes out of the zone, and he's like, why are we at a rest stop, right? And both me and my wife go, we have to go to the bathroom, right? Because we're like kids touching base. Like, we're at the rest stop.
Right.
You can't give us a ticket,
right?
Type of thing. So we literally parked, and I waited to see, and then I saw him with the lights like go by, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a piss. And I got out of the car, went to the rest area, took a deep breath. I was like, he's probably waiting for us, right? Because they radio it in, right? They're like, right? And so I get back in.
Well, was it FHP?
It was the Florida Highway Patrol.
Unless you do something really, really devastating, it's one cop car for like 50 miles, so they don't get another cop car for a while.
Oh no! Wait, it gets good. So we waited 15 minutes, right? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. So I pull off. Right, I get back on the highway.
Yeah,
and I shit you not, pulled over about a quarter mile up the road.
Yeah,
was the same type of car as me, same color.
Stop, bro.
Swear to God, dude. Swear to God. I was like, holy shit. And then we went up about another quarter mile and they got another person. It was a Chevy. I don't know. It's like a SUV type of Chevy one.
You passed the ticket on to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because they had the same car.
And my son was asking me, he's like, why would you get the ticket? Why would you get the ticket? He goes, everyone was speeding. I said, it doesn't matter if everyone was speeding. I said, we were the ones in the right lane and we would have got pegged. I was like, just what it is. Right. So he didn't get your tags. No,
he was going by too quick.
I was going by too fast, and where he was parked, right, we don't have tags up in the front. We have tags in the back in Florida.
Yeah.
So he was parked this way, and he got me as I got by, right? Everyone's speeding. He could go eaty, meaty, mighty, mo, pick anybody and give him a ticket at that point. And when I pulled off, he didn't know where I was and was just like, fuck it, I'll just give the next person a ticket, right? So we got out of a ticket, which now I feel like it's Final Destination. You ever watch that movie?
You're owed a ticket now.
I'm owed a ticket. Yeah. So as I've been driving the last week, right, I'm going like 5 under. I'm going everywhere like nice and slow because Final Destination karma is out there, right? Right now, it's looking for me. It's trying to find me. It's trying to signal in on me, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen. So that was my exciting trip back up. I played tag with the cops. That was about it. You're owed 2 tickets now. I don't know if I'm owed 2 tickets, but
oh God,
why would you admit a crime? It's only a crime if you get caught.
It's not a crime. He's telling a story.
It's a citation.
He's telling a story. It's a speeding ticket. It's not.
Yeah.
You're not moving cocaine across the border, dude. Let's relax.
Right. I'm hot.
Turn on the turbo fan.
Yeah, got to turn the turbo fan on. So that was my trip back up to South Florida. But 4 hours, dude. I was so everyone as soon as I got in the car, we were just like, just leave this shit in the car. Let's just get in the house. I was like, I don't want to do it.
I'm not unloading nothing.
Yeah, I was so done with it. Kyle says off topic. I'll be in Orlando early May. How's the weather? What time of the year? It's
rain every day. Depends. Rain every day. It's between 3 and 5.
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
Probably like 85 degrees average.
Yeah, it'll be hot. It'll be rainy, but you might get a nice breeze. It's nice, but at the same time,
May's not super burners are not on yet, but 85 average, and it rains every day about between 4.
Yeah, up in Orlando, 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. It's raining every single day. All right, let's get to the what we've been playing real fast. Wolvie, if you want to hang, let me know what day you're coming in. Like, hit me up either in Discord or whatnot. And if you want, I'll meet you at the park. I got annual passes. I can just walk with you, just hang out with you, whatever. Let me know. All right, Sarge. What you been playing? Anything exciting besides Split Fiction?
I mean, not really. I as I was saying earlier, I hasn't been in the mood to play games this week. On and off, I'm playing RTSs. If that's the breakdown, right? I'm playing Dune Spice Wars. I'm playing Dawn of War 2 online with people, and I'm playing Dawn of War 1 with mods online with people.
Okay.
I'm just like in an RTS mood, but future stuff, not World War 2. Otherwise than that, nothing. I keep looking at Baldur's Gate 3, and I want to know if we can get together and get like a game started.
I can mark it down in my calendar, Sarge.
What I'm saying, like,
be 2027.
Some people from chat. Let's just
2027, maybe in like November-ish time. Yeah. Is 30 NSG Junior? That's John, right? That's John P.
I think it's John. P. Yeah,
John P.
Johnny P. Yeah.
Yep. He's not my son, by the way. That's not 30 NSG Junior. And if he is, go to bed.
Yeah. Otherwise than that, not much. But I'm thinking I got a little like if we just played, we didn't think too hard about it. Like you didn't want to play like every moment. Just play, like, just fucking around. We play, pick a character and just fucking play. I think it would be fun, but everybody's getting pulled in all kinds of directions and getting anyone together in a fucking room for more than an hour is like insane.
Oh, you know what I want to show you, Sarge? I don't know if you saw this. So Z,
I see a lot of things. I watch a lot of videos.
Z's been putting my face on.
Yeah, you showed me the Iron Man thing.
Yeah, but did you see Tropic Thunder?
Oh God, did you do Tropic Thunder?
He did Tropic Thunder. I want to show you this. This is.
Are you gonna get a call from a special interest group or something? Something's bad gonna happen now?
I mean, I have no idea. I think it's funny and hilarious, so I'm going to show it to you. Let's see.
Let's see it.
All right, hold on. This is there it is. And I think I have to download it. Yeah, I got to download it for a second. So when it downloads, okay, here it is.
I mean, Split Fiction, I think was the best game I played all week. And the fact that you said that they're going to make it into a movie, I can see the movie.
Right.
I can see the movie.
Sorry, Chad. I'm trying to get this put up. Here we go. So Z did this. Okay, this is the video.
Everybody knows you never go full retard. You got Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump. Slow, yes, retarded maybe, braces on his legs, but he charmed the pants off next to him and he won a ping pong competition. That ain't retarded. He was a goddamn war hero. Right. You know any retarded war heroes? You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
I'm sorry.
It's great.
That's fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Someone was asking. I want to see 30 as because they made me Iron Man, right? Right. They made me Iron Man. So, that's hilarious. And I appreciate that. And when I saw this happen, Sarge, I was like, I said to myself, I go, it's finally happening. Right.
You're getting made fun of.
Yeah. Like the community, it's starting to happen.
It's
right.
making fun of you. Yeah.
The community is making fun of me. It's like they made jabs before, but now I'm becoming like memes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Now you've joined the fraternity. I got it.
Yeah. It's like a hazing process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I appreciate that, Chad. It means that we're like we're getting along. You know, when someone makes fun of you, you kind of look at it and go, "Oh, he's one of us," you know, type of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So I appreciate that.
But the best game all week.
If you didn't notice, Sarge, I think the guy I'm talking to, I don't know if that's me or you.
Oh God, is it me?
I think that's you, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Let me see. Let me add it back to the.
Everybody knows you never go full retard. You got Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump. Slow, yes, retarded maybe, braces on his legs, but he charmed
it might be me.
Next to him and he won a ping pong competition.
I can't tell.
Yeah, because it's
goddamn war hero. You know any retarded war heroes?
Front and face.
You went full retard, man.
Maybe it's Z. Maybe he put himself in there.
I don't know, but I'm sure Z will see this and then tell me later. So, I've been playing. I played Towerborn, right? I played Towerborn a little bit. Towerborn was that game we played a couple months ago. It's on PC. It's coming out on Xbox Game Pass. I think it's April.
One? There's too many names in my head. Which one's Towerborn?
Towerborn's that side scroller, cartoony looking game. You like the art style of it. Here, I'll show it to you.
Like Super Nintendo days?
No.
It's not the Barbarian one, right?
Here, it's this one.
The Berserker game. That one looks good.
Why isn't this? How do you, for God's sakes, remove from studio?
In the name of all that is holy.
Shared screen application. Here we go. It's this thing. This is coming out on console soon. This is a fun game. This is a really fun game. I like the art style.
This looks like Guardian Heroes from the Sega Saturn days.
Yeah. This is coming out. I've been playing
That's
this a
what it
little
looks
bit
like.
more.
It looks like the Guardian Heroes.
Yeah, this is a fun game. So this is coming out.
Do the characters freely move up and down inside on the plane, or is there different levels?
No, you can move freely as you go. So April 29th, it's coming to Game Pass. It's on Steam as well. So there you go.
I got to try it. I'm going to try it.
It's super fun. So we're going to have a couple nights that we'll play. Yeah, we'll play. On top of that, we're also playing 33 Immortals. Okay, 33 Immortals.
I thought that game looked good too.
It's a fun game, man. It really is.
I heard the difficulty is a little high, but it's fun. Like it's meant to be that way.
Well, I didn't know, but 33 Immortals, like I got to level 6. I'll just do the launch trailer here to show you guys. 33 Immortals. I got to level 6. Now you can start upgrading your weapons and stuff. So it's a completely different experience now. You like grind up a little bit.
So you're your own beginning, right? Like your own like a beginning level. Like you learn the game first, and once you actually learn the game, then finally you can upgrade your weapons.
Yeah, and you can play each of the characters. So the way you upgrade or the way you level up in this game, okay, is that you do different tasks, different quests with each thing. So if you're the swords guy, or the bow, or the staff, or the daggers, it'll be like daily quests and stuff like that. And every time you complete one of them, you get like 10 points, and you level up. And as you level up, Mo I think is level 9. Eclipse is like level 8 or something like that. And I'm up to level 6 now. It's really cool. It's a nice loop, okay, because you're going into each match. You could be with a death squad, right? So basically, you want to clear out the map. Once you clear out the map, you get to go to this boss fight that you see on screen right now, and it really is just a really good time. You could tell if you're with a good team or when you're not with a good team. Everyone understands how to like level up and whatnot. It's a fun game. Yeah, Mo's level 9.
The animation reminds me of the show that was on Cartoon Network. What was the segment that was on after midnight or like near midnight? What the hell was that called? There was a section of Cartoon Network that had anime stuff playing like late night. It was named specific Adult Swim. That's it. Yeah. That's what it reminds you of. It reminds me of like animation from back then.
Oh, shit, I haven't fought that boss. What is this boss?
Yeah, or Toonami. Yeah, same thing, Wolf. Yeah.
What the hell is this guy?
I like the animation style.
This is a really fun game. What I thought you could do, okay, is I thought we could make a server and have like 33 of us in the community all playing in one match is what I thought we could do. But you can only do like 4 people in your group, which is fine. Okay, but I thought 33.
What do you mean you can only do 4 people?
You can only do 4 people in your squad.
Oh, right? That's other groups of people who are in groups of 4? Is that what it is?
Correct.
Okay.
But there's 33 people on the screen. But they're all over the place, right? That might be coming later. I hope it does. I would really like if there's a server and that we can get a whole group in, right? I put the code up on the screen. Anybody that wants to come in can just join the match and play. That would be amazing. That would be really good. So the reason I'm bringing this game up and the reason I'm bringing Towerborn up, Sarge, these I said when they first showed, and I knew they were coming to Game Pass, these games like this, they look simplistic. They look maybe like an indie game that
they look that way because we grew up during that time.
Sure. But the depth with both Towerborn and Immortals 33, there's a lot of depth. There's a great game loop in both of these games, and they're both on Game Pass. Okay, they're both Game Pass games, and I'm like, this is what Microsoft is trying to do. They're trying to hit this market where you play these games, you come in, there's dailies, there's weeklies, they're cheaper games, but there's depth to it. They're not over budget, right? These games probably cost less than I would say like $30 million, right? To do the whole thing. I don't know that. I'm just saying a number. Obviously, it doesn't feel like a $150 million game, okay? Very small groups, very small developers doing this, and these games are really, really fun, really, really good, okay? And they have ways to expand, like inside the 33 Immortals, right now there's 4 weapons, and it looks like there's 4 more that they're going to be able to bring in, right? They could add more levels to it and whatnot to give more depth.
Somebody was saying, I think it was Brain, that said something about that. You use a weapon and gain its passive, and you can switch weapons. You can still have the passive for that weapon.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
cool.
So you find your relics, you find your different things, you get your passives, you upgrade. Once you get to level 6, you can start leveling up. So you can level up the weapon, and and just keep doing that, or you can level up the actual perks, your passive abilities that you have that you put on yourself, right? So there's a lot going on. So the loop itself is like you could just go to the lower levels and get the purple shards. I forget what they're called, but they're like purple diamonds or whatever it is. And then you can use that to level up your gear, or you can use that to level up your next thing over here for your weapon. And then you get the bones. And while you're in each match, you're finding urns to get the bones. You get the bones to unlock other things within the game. So it's a roguelite. Okay. And as you're doing this stuff, you're leveling up for that playthrough that you're doing. And then as you're playing through and leveling up in that run, you're gaining stuff for your overall experience, for your overall passives, for your overall relics and stuff like that. So if you find it once, now it drops more while you're in the match the next time you go in, right? So it's really cool. And obviously, you can start linking up your abilities. So the dagger guy, I really like using the dagger. He has this ability where he like leaps in the air and like slashes people. Okay, now I unlocked because I'm level 6.
Is his DPS a little higher because he swings so fast?
Yes, his DPS a little higher.
But he's more susceptible to hits because he's in close.
Yeah, he gets hit pretty hard, right? So you could tap or you can hold. If you hold, it's a heavy slash or whatever, right? You can jump and do poison damage, and then your ability once your leveling goes up is that you hit and you break bones. And when you break bones, every time you slice a guy, bone shards start falling on the ground. Okay, which then helps you collect those, and then you can unlock more stuff inside the actual the bone shrines, whatever there is, right? If you're the bow and arrow guy, okay. Once you level up your super, 3 people have to step inside the thing, and then it shoots this giant wave of arrows that come up. If you're the staff guy, you have 3 people step in, and it does this huge cloud of slow down everybody on the screen, and so on and so forth, right? It's really, really cool the way they have it, and you have to work together to get these abilities.
I remember playing that as the tester when I was at your house that one time. As soon as you see circles on the ground, you want to step in the circle to help whoever's doing whatever.
Yeah. I was yelling we were playing with Dolphin the other night. And Dolphin was, we're talking 33 Immortals, Snake. Dolphin was playing with this, and I had my special on the ground. I was like, and it was shields, right? Someone had the shields. The sword guy had his shields, right? And I was like, get out of that. And we weren't in chat, so he's in stream and he's behind, and he's like stepping in it, but he's not activating it. And I'm like, activate the shield, activate that shield. I'm dying. I have like no health left. I'm like, activate the shield. And he's like, oh, that's how that works. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So it really is. It's a simplistic game, but it's got really good depth to it as well.
If you're a younger gamer, I think that's like the stepping stone to play like Diablo or Path of Exile. Like that's the beginnings of like how to learn how to play those type of games, where you have abilities, leveling up gear, that kind of thing. Because it looks simpler, even though it's not. It still has the same kind of challenge,
right?
But that's what it looks like to me. It looks like the beginning stages of like a Diablo RPG, an action RPG.
Yeah, and then Towerborn's the same thing. Like you're leveling up your character, you're opening up the map, and you're doing different tasks and quests. So both games, man, I'm telling you, they're getting better and better
at at modernizing the old school games. That's basically what that is. They're modernizing the old school games that we used to play and making it interesting for us to actually want to play them again.
Yeah, look, game loop is the best. Like that's what you need in games like this.
I mean, all those types of games, especially when they're co-op, all that really was back in the day was to hang out with your friends, drink some beers, eat some pretzels, and just play the game.
Right.
Eat some pizza. Like we'd be hanging out. Like we'd actually be hanging out. We'd be playing a game like that. That's what we used to do.
And what I like about this is, so if you play Towerborn, you don't have to dedicate like 5 hours of your life to this, right? You can like log in, do a mission or two, and log out. And missions are not very long, okay? In 33 Immortals, you could get into the match, and let's say you're like, you know what? If I stay in for the whole thing, it might be like a half hour, okay? But if I don't want to stay in the half hour, I can just run around the map, break all the urns, collect all the stuff, and then leave, right? Go inside the gates, do the gates, and then leave. You don't have to finish everything. You can leave anytime you want. So I've said this before. I like when I'm older now, I don't have, like all of a sudden my wife's like, hey, we're going to the store in 20 minutes, right? And I'm like, oh, I'll get a game of Marvel Rivals in, or I'll do a 33 Immortals type of thing in, right? It's true, right? Chat, how many of you play a game and your significant other or someone's like, hey, we're going to go to the store, you're going to go to dinner, we're going to watch a movie. You're like, all right, cool. You log in, you play a game for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then you log out and you're like, I'll play later, right? These games are perfect for that type of stuff, and they're not mobile games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that, and we're playing Split Fiction. right? We continued playing Split Fiction.
Such a good game, bro.
The more we play, the more I'm falling in love with this game even more, right? This is a must buy. If you're a person that likes co-op games, first off, okay? Split Fiction is a must buy, especially for $50. You buy it once, you can share it with whoever you want, okay? I love the fact, and what won me over yesterday? You know what won me over yesterday, Sarge? The canoe. When the canoe came on the screen, okay, the canoe.
The fucking canoe.
Yeah, because I always said if you can play co-op games, if you don't know if you can play co-op games with someone, go ride a canoe with them first, right? If you can get along with them in the canoe, you can play co-op games with them. And they put a fucking canoe in the co-op game.
Legitimate.
Literally put a canoe inside the actual video game, right? And laughter ensues, right? We did actually pretty good. We did pretty good.
Well, it's because I know how to use a canoe.
Hey,
like if you have somebody that's never been in a canoe before or doesn't understand a canoe, like you can't play that game. You're gonna throw a controller,
right?
Or get divorced. It's gonna be one or the other. The controller will be thrown, or you're getting divorced.
Altern says it's not a mobile game yet. See, Jaggy's on my side. He says that's exactly what I do. Right? That's exactly what I do with 33 Immortals. 20 minutes while I'm waiting to take my dad into town while he's looking for get glasses, etc.
Yeah.
I'm telling
perfect.
you, that is the perfect thing, right? And especially in town, Jaggy, you got Wi-Fi and you got your phone. You can play on your phone through the cloud, through Game Pass, baby, right? Like it's so good. It's just a simple game. It's not demanding on your stuff. It's a perfect game. Again, perfect game. Split Fiction is a fantastic game. Between the side scrolling, between the boss mechanics, between the different art styles they do, the drawing one that we saw yesterday, the little drawing board, the side mission, was brilliant.
When I saw that, I thought about Winnie the Pooh. When I saw that, because that's how the Winnie the
Pooh.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
how Winnie the Pooh started. They draw like that.
Yeah.
The Disney thing used to draw like that. My stroke is...
What was that? So those are the games I'm playing. I'm playing 33 Immortals. I'm playing Towerborn this week. I played Split Fiction, and I played a little bit of Marvel Rivals, and that's what I've been playing. Today, I was going to play some Atomfall.
My brain just remembered it just as you started to say, is it out today?
It came out today, yeah.
So as soon as the stream is over, I'm going right to Atomfall.
Okay, I'm going to play tomorrow. Probably I'm going to start my stream around 11.
I totally forgot it was coming out tonight.
If I have time, I'm going to start my stream tomorrow. We're going to play a little bit of Atomfall on stream tomorrow, Friday stream from like 11 to like 1 or so. So hopefully that'll work out. So that's it.
I got little goosebumps. I'm actually excited to play something. It's been a while.
That's amazing.
It's been a while.
All right, so let's go to what we've been playing.
You were confusing me.
I said what we've been playing,
yeah, you
but
said that.
It was top stories. It's okay.
Like, am I stroking out?
No, I'm stroking out.
I thought I was stroking out. I'm like, he did that already, didn't he?
I should have done that when I came back. When I came back, I should have been like, so Sarge, what are you playing?
I was freaking out. I'm like, did he say that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was top stories, not what we've been playing. Leave me alone, all right? It's the end of the week for me. So who's lying? Yeah. So let's start off, Sarge, with let's go with some softballs here real fast, right?
Yeah,
I don't want to go.
Please, let's not go into the paint right away. Let's do some.
I'll go slow.
Shots from the outside just a little bit, just for a little bit.
Okay, so
before
one,
we start putting everybody in their place, before we start lining people up and put them in their place. Yeah, that's right. I'll turn.
PlayStation 5.
That's
okay,
right.
PlayStation 5 owners really want to play Xbox games as Microsoft tops the Sony pre-order charts. Now, if you don't know this, Sarge, the two top-selling games on PlayStation right now is a 5-year-old car racing game and a 5-month-old, or actually like 4-month-old game that came out on Game Pass and Steam, which is Indiana Jones. Okay, yeah. Now I'm being very sarcastic about this because to me it's funny because
why is it sarcastic?
It's sarcastic because Forza Horizon 5 is a 5-year-old game, right? And what I laugh about it is because it doesn't matter what side you're on. If you're an Xbot or if you're a Sony pony, okay, they're like, no one wants to buy your shit games. No one wants to buy your shit game. Meanwhile, Horizon.
Forza's a good game.
Yeah, Forza's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a
talking
fantastic
about?
game. But now it's on PlayStation, and the ponies got to be losing their mind because this is one of the top games on the pre-order stores in 6 countries, right? In 6 countries. Okay, so not only is it number 1 in the U.S., okay, but it's also in Canada, okay, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and the U.K. Okay, in those regions, and both versions, the $100 version of Forza Horizon 5 and the standard edition of $60, and then Indiana Jones $100 version is up there, and then also Indiana Jones the $70 version is up there. And get this, Sarge, Forza Horizon 5, which is 5 years old on Xbox, brand new on PlayStation, you could charge extra for 2 days early access for
a game that's 5 years old.
5 years old on one console, brand new on this console, but you get 2 days early access. You pay just a little bit extra money.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
That's not true, is it?
yeah, it's
You're trolling,
100%
right?
true.
That's-
No, it's 100% true.
They're charging early access for a game that's been out for 5 years just because
Yeah,
it's on
because
a
it's
different
brand new on
console?
that system.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Right?
If you're paying for that, you can't be helped. You're gonna get screwed in life. If you're paying for shit like that, you're just no.
So,
No.
and get this, right? So, Indiana Jones comes out April 15th. Okay. So it says Great Circle will debut on April 17th, sorry. But with premium version providing 2 days early access
It's time for your taxes.
on April 15th. And then Forza Horizon 5 is also on Sony's rival console on April 29th. Okay, so Xbox is dropping Indiana Jones mid-April. 2 weeks later, it's dropping Forza Horizon 5. 2 weeks after that, I believe, or 3 weeks after that, Doom Eternal, or Eternal Dark. No, what's the new Doom one called? Dark. Chat, help me out here.
I got too many names in my head. I'm playing it. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
The new one.
The new
one.
Doom is coming out like
Yes.
2 or 3 weeks after that.
Not
as
an
well,
old
over on the-
Doom. Not
Yeah,
an
the
old
brand
one.
new Doom.
The new one.
Doom
Yeah.
the Dark Ages. Thank you very much, El Dente. Right? We get 2 points. 2 points for El Dente. Are you marking that down, Sarge? We got 2 points for El Dente. So Doom the Dark Ages. So there's more games coming out for Xbox on the PlayStation than PlayStation games coming out on the PlayStation. And at least in the month of April. Right?
I mean, that sounds like a news article. Most games ever sold by a console that didn't make the game onto another console. That's the name of the article.
So we have that. That's the softball. So just letting people know that Forza Horizon 5 and Indiana Jones are both coming to PlayStation, and no one's buying them, but yet they're number 1 and number 2 on the PlayStation Store.
I mean,
for pre-orders.
I'm glad that PlayStation gets to play them. Like I'm not part of the Kiss My Box group. Like I'm glad they get to play the game. Right? I think it's a little scummy though to charge early access for a game.
I mean, I think it's pretty funny because you could go play it for $18 on your computer that you have, or a mobile phone if you really wanted to tell you. But
that's what I mean.
But look,
I guess if you're not well informed and you're just like this guy that's bopping around, likes to play video games, you don't know, right?
Yeah,
to you, it's new, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Look, Forza Horizon 5, fantastic game. It really is. It's a really good game, right? It's just constantly, there's just more shit. As you drive around, just more shit appears on the map, right? And then they have DLCs that go with that. And then Indiana Jones is one of my favorite games of last year. I thought it was a fantastic game. I loved Indiana Jones. It was a surprise. I was worried about it in the beginning. I talked about that. I was like, I don't know about this. And then when they showed it, I was like, oh, this looks good. And then I played it. I was like, damn, this is a good game. It's a good game. So that's that game. All right. The next, Sarge, I want to talk about is we got 2 stories for Nintendo. Okay. So Nintendo.
We're like 1-0 though. Don't start going in the strike zone yet. Let's keep it.
Okay. Nintendo.
Let's keep it loose.
Best Buy Canada says Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders will go up on April 2nd. Okay, April 2nd. It says Nintendo has officially announced the Nintendo Switch 2 is highlighting anticipated next-generation console set to launch in 2025. Now fans won't have to wait much longer. For more details, Nintendo has confirmed special Nintendo Direct Nintendo Switch 2 presentation on April 2nd, and the company will provide a closer look at the system and the features of upcoming games. Pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 will open up on April 2nd at Best Buy Canada, giving you a chance to secure the console early. Here's everything you need to know about the Nintendo Direct. So that Nintendo Direct next week, they better show some bangers of a game, man.
Well, I thought you watched the Nintendo Direct now, but it wasn't talking about the Switch.
This was so sad, right? This
it wasn't
Nintendo
sad. It's right on target for Nintendo, bro.
No, absolutely. No, what I'm saying is sad for me. Like two reasons I don't watch Nintendo Direct on my stream.
Bro.
I understand. Crazy Uncle Nintendo is going to do what the Crazy Uncle Nintendo does. Okay.
Yes.
The reason I don't watch it on stream.
You're not the target audience, bro.
Well, let me finish. The reason I don't watch it on stream most of the time is because I get demonetized because Nintendo demonetizes everything that you do when you show their stuff online, right?
So don't watch it.
And then two, they never really show any kind of games that I'm interested in except this one game. This game right here. No, that's the wrong one. This game right here.
The Marvel game.
Okay. I wasn't expecting this at all.
Basically, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's Marvel.
It is. It's the same people that made the Teenage Mutant Turtles game.
I got it, man. I got it.
And this game, I was like, oh yeah. I was afraid. I was petrified. Okay, no. And then when they showed this, I was by my side. And then they showed Captain America, and I was like, how many characters? Okay. So I like these type of games. I like that. There's a G.I. Joe game that's coming out on console soon as well. There's a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There's a Toxic Avenger one coming out, and now you have the Marvels game coming out. And this looks cool. It's simplistic. It's fun. Now I counted 7 characters on the screen.
They said 15.
Someone said 15. Yeah,
they said
someone
15.
said 15. Yeah, and hopefully they do what Teenage Mutant Turtles did, where they just keep adding more characters. Like in Teenage Mutant Turtles, they added like additional 4 characters, right? And it looks good. This is a fun beat 'em up, right? This is a fun beat 'em up.
I mean, it looks like they just robbed the X-Men game from the arcade and ported it over. Is what they look like.
I'm cool with it.
It's like part X-Men, part Golden Axe is basically what it looks like.
I want to know the 15 characters, Breezy. I want to know the 15 characters. So this is what I was excited about of the Nintendo Direct, was this game right here, Cosmic Invasion.
I mean, listen, it's a side scroller. No one's going to break the bank on a side scroller, but it's fun and it's Marvel. That's all you need to have.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all I'm looking for. Right? Because he's like, and the virtual card, the virtual game card. If you guys don't know about the virtual game card.
It's not a card.
Well, it's called the virtual game card.
I don't care what they call it. Right?
I mean,
you're partitioning a part of your hard drive to hold on to a temporary game file that you could transfer to somebody else. It's not a fucking card.
Look, Nintendo's genius, right? Crazy Uncle
They're
Nintendo's
not genius.
They're geniuses, okay? Because
God.
They sold cardboard to people, and now they've had people buy digital games. How to get people to buy more digital games and more Switches? They're like, what about if we turn the digital game that's only on that one system and we turn it into a virtual card that you can share with one other person for 2 weeks?
They always take like something. They always take like something that's just completely normal, and they put their little Nintendo spin on it, and everyone goes like this. Like, what are you doing? Right. So I want to make sure I get this straight because I don't want Krebs yelling at me later. Right.
He's gonna yell,
I'm not calling it a digital card. Okay.
That's what it is.
It's not.
That's what it is.
Let's say, for instance, I'm gonna just use an example. Right.
Let's call it a virtual card.
I own the Zelda game for Switch. I own it.
Okay.
I have the card. Right.
Yep.
Now, if I want to actually share the Zelda game, I have to buy the digital version from them that then puts it on my system, so I can share it.
You either buy the physical copy of the game,
yeah,
or you buy the digital copy of the game. If you have the physical copy of the game
right,
and I want to share it, I just hand you the card, right?
Right.
But if I buy the digital version, I can't give you that because it's on my system.
Right. So what? Right. What?
So now what they've done is they've taken the digital card.
Yeah, go ahead.
They've taken the digital version of that download, and they've made a virtual. Let's just call it a virtual card, okay? And now you can take that card and you can share that with a friend, just like a physical card.
It's not a card; it's a file. You're sending a file to somebody.
It's a virtual card, Sarge.
It's not a card. It's not a card. And the whole damn thing about if I loan you the game in 2 weeks, it's teleports
Blockbuster.
back.
Your Blockbuster.
It teleports back to my system.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of other stipulations.
Someone's going to take the card. Someone's going to take the game forever.
Well,
what happens?
Yep.
If you have more than one friend, right?
Yep.
And I send you a game, and during that 2 week period, somebody else sends you a game. Can you hang on to both of those games, or only one?
Yeah,
game
you can
at a
share.
time?
You could share up to one game with one person.
Okay, But if he hangs on to it, does that game automatically come back to me, or no? It hangs
Well, no,
out inside his hard drive.
Well, basically, you're like Blockbuster, right? Up to eight
I'm not
machines.
Blockbuster.
You are Blockbuster, right? So if I have a game and then I can share it with you, but I can't share that game with anybody else because I already shared it with you, right? Then I have another game and Jay Breezy wants it, so then I give him my Wonders and I give him to play that. But you're playing Zelda, okay? And then I could give Mario Kart to Krebsy, and Krebsy's got it, okay? So now Krebsy's got my Mario Kart, Jay Breezy's got my Mario Wonder, and you have Zelda. Okay, in 2 weeks' time, that's going to come back to me, and you can't charge a late fee because it comes back automatically.
It's just once again, it's Nintendo, so it's convoluted, right? And by the way, if I buy a game, I could just give you the goddamn disc. Here, bro. Here.
Correct. But remember what I said. Make a problem, sell the solution.
So why? Think about it for just a moment. I know you're smarter than this. Why would I buy a digital game?
Yep.
Why would I buy a digital game for my Switch and go through that process? If I like the game, I'm gonna buy the game and have it. And if I was gonna loan it to someone, I just give you the goddamn game.
Very simple, Sarge. Nintendo doesn't want to sell physical copies anymore, so they're slowly gonna make the problem sell the solution. The solution is, we're not going to sell physical games anymore. We're only going to sell digital games. And if the digital game, to make it easier on you, you can still share your digital version of the game. And you can now sell more Switches this way.
Anytime we talk about Nintendo anything, my brain just starts to hurt. Why would I buy the digital version of a game on Switch? Please.
Krebsy says,
please tell me.
I thought the same thing. This has the undertone of Nintendo saying, fuck physical media. Yes. I've been saying this for years. Every single one of you guys I'm always going to buy physical media. I'm like, yeah, you are until you're not.
Until you can't.
Right.
You can't.
Until they tell you can't buy physical media anymore and you can only buy digital. And then people say, well, then I'm done playing video games. They're like, okay, there's going to be more people ready to play video games. Don't worry. There's only 1.9 billion people playing PC. There's only 3 billion people playing on mobile. I'm sure they'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I'm hoping that I won't be alive to see it, honestly, because it's going to be a sad day. But when there's no more physical copies of any game and it's all digital, I'm dollars to donuts. I bet you somebody will hack the games, put them in hard copies, and give them to people, not sell them.
Well, yeah, well, people
not
do
sell
that
them
now.
to people, not to sell them to people, but put the games on a disc and just hand them out. Like, you know what I mean? Like
they did that back in the Sega Dreamcast days.
I know.
People used to just make copies of the disc and then just hand them out to people. Here's 1,100 games.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
I'm still alive, bro. I was here. I know that's how it worked.
30NSG Jr. says this is why piracy is partly a good thing, so you can make digital backups from DRM free. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our matey, we've got a pirate in our midst. Okay, so the next story, Sarge, is that we got Nintendo Switch 2 to cost $400 plus, launch in June 2025 with major first-party and third-party games on day one. Now,
that's a guess. That's a guess.
That's a guess. They're saying that what they're talking about is going to cost. I said that it's not going to cost more than $400. Okay, right now you could buy a Switch for $300. Okay, I think the LED was like $350 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I don't think they go too far up higher than $400. I say $350, $349 to $400. I don't think they go more than that.
I'm sorry, I lost track at the time about how much the Switch was originally. What was the original Switch price?
The regular one was $299 when it first came out.
The original one is $299. I don't think it's gonna go to $400, bro. I think they're gonna want $350. They'll go $350.
Well, that's what I said. $349.
Yeah, if they go
$399,
if they go $400, it's probably gonna hurt them.
Right. I think. Look, they might lose off the bat, but I think it'll be better, very smart for them to do this. And who knows? Maybe this digital card system that they're doing is to promote, because maybe they raise the price, but they want to try to keep the price down for physical games. So now they're just putting digital games. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm hoping that Nintendo does the right thing here and $350 be it. Because if it is $399, but they give you a game to offset the price type of thing, so you don't feel so bad about spending $400, I seriously think it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, I think if they go over 400, it's definitely going to hurt. I mean, obviously people will buy it, right? But the masses won't buy it. It'll be out of the price point of the people that usually play on the Switch, right? Look at the Nintendo Direct. Look at the Nintendo Direct today. Look at all those games that are coming out. It's marketed to kids. Parents don't want to spend. This is why PlayStation and Xbox, they're 500 and 700. You don't buy that for your kids. You buy the Switch or you buy the S, right? Like, you're not buying a $700 PlayStation Pro for your 10-year-old. Some of you do, okay? But most of the time you're buying it for yourself and they get to play it, type of thing, right?
Unless you got a bougie kid.
Right. So I don't know. If Nintendo goes too high, I think they've kind of priced, which I think is stupid, because right now they have like this market of, like, they're going up in high. PlayStation's going up in price, right? $700 Pro type of thing. They're talking about they're making a handheld. Xbox is making a handheld. Meanwhile, the king of handhelds, the Switch, has been here the entire time. Now Steam's got it. ROG Ally, right? All of these other mobile devices are coming into the market, and if they start trying to raise their prices up to these guys, I think they kind of ruin. I think if they keep it low, because they can, they're crazy Uncle Nintendo, they would have to force everybody else to come down to their price point.
That's what I mean.
Right.
And it makes Nintendo more competitive, because then the other guys have to use their other products to offset the cost of what they'd be undercutting the handheld.
Right. Hence why I think Nintendo's doing what they're doing with the digital stuff, right? Because now if they're going to lose money on the systems, they don't want to charge for the disc. They want to make more profit off the digital stuff than they do the physical stuff, right?
Yeah, but I think the reason why Xbox and perhaps even PlayStation, for that matter, ends up winning in the end is I don't think the handheld is an actual processor. I think it's just a streaming device. I think they're trying to use the cloud to just stream games to the handheld. You know what I mean? Like, because how else do you get people who are so used to playing high-res graphics and very intensive games on their consoles and or PCs to play on a handheld? Right. Convenience, I understand, is one thing. But to lose the high def and all the other bells and whistles you get from playing on your console all these years, but if it's a streaming machine and it streams the best version of the game straight to the handheld, then that makes more sense to me. Well, you know what I mean? That's
not Switch, though. Switch is not going to do streaming like that.
No. I'm not saying Switch. I'm saying the other.
Oh, you're saying the other ones. I'm saying
the other ones. Switch does what Switch does.
Yeah, Nintendo's going to do what they do, and I just think so. So we're in agreement. You don't think they're going to go over 400?
I don't think so. I mean,
the highest $399.
I'm prepared to be wrong on this one. If it is $399, it comes with a game.
Oh, yeah. I guess it could come with bundled with the game.
If the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out at
digital
$399,
bundled with a digital game.
Oh, even better. It comes with you'll come with your first digital game. Yeah.
Yeah, your first digital game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Now the question, of course, is which game? Do they do Zelda, or is it the new Metroid game?
No. I think you're definitely putting a Mario game.
Oh, you think it's automatically going to be a Mario game?
Yeah. What about if they? Okay. What about this? It's $349 with no game. $399, and it comes with a new Mario Kart game.
But it's digital.
Version of the Mario Kart.
Digital.
Game.
Yeah, you don't get it. You don't get the actual card.
Yeah, I'll go with that. That'll be my guess.
Put it in the book.
We're putting in the book. All right.
Put it in the book.
So let's get this. Let's put it in the book. If you guys don't know what the book is, this is official stuff here. Okay. What we say
this way we can look back on it and
we say now is official. Yeah, I'm saying $349 regular Switch, $399 bundled with the video game, digital. Mario Kart digital. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to put something in the book, Sarge?
No. That's I agree with you on this one.
Okay.
So we're putting that in the book. I agree with you on that.
All right. Book ending it. Segment was brought to you by Digital Books.
To be honest, El Nini, you know the answer to that question. It will not. It will not.
So the Switch One gets a price drop. Sure, why not? Of course. You want to sell your new system. You want to get people in your ecosystem, and they're still supporting the older systems. And remember, Nintendo Switch 1 is really close to being the number one game system of all time, right? So if you bring in the new one and you lower the price of the old one, more people will buy the old one because they don't want to afford the new one, and they'll get 4 years out of that one, right? And then that'll get the console sales up, and it'll beat the PlayStation 2 by like a million copies or something like that, right? Who's to say? Altern says, officially, 30NSG confirmed on stream that the Switch 2 will cost $349 and $399 with Mario Party. No, I didn't.
No.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Come on, it was 30 seconds ago, Altern, and you already fucked it up.
You guys can't play the telephone game for shit.
Holy
right?
shit.
Mario Kart
30
digital.
seconds ago. It said
Digital.
Mario Kart Digital, the new Mario Kart that they showed already in February, whatever it was.
Digital.
Yeah, it'll be a Mario Kart Digital. Come on. Mario Party. I mean, it could have a Mario Party, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that. All right, next thing, Sarge. Next thing. Good old. Where is this one? Hold on. Oh, we already got that one. Did I close the wrong one? Or is this the other one? Okay. So, WB, Sarge. WB. Good old WB. Okay. Ex-Warner Brothers executive reveals the real reason Shadows of Mordor much-loved Nemesis system was created. Okay, before we read that, I want to thank Jack and Steak for the 26-month membership. He says, I never really played Nintendo, apart from the 1080 snowboarding in the late 1990s. It's like an eternity ago. Thank you very much for the continued support for the 26 months. Appreciate that. Okay. So ex-Warner Brothers exec reveals that the real reason Shadows of Mordor much-loved Nemesis system was created. Why do you think it was created, Sarge? Why do you think the system was created?
They probably bet each other they couldn't do it. Knowing these corporate guys, they probably just said, I bet you can't do that. And I go, okay, bet.
So in a new video from Laura Fryer, okay, we haven't watched this video yet, it says former vice president of WB Games, who oversaw the publisher, Seattle studio at the time, talked about her time with Monolith. While discussing the way trend chasing affects the industry, Fryer mentioned that chasing trends is what literally led to the Nemesis system. Okay, at the time, used game sales were a hot button topic. Companies like Electronic Arts and Ubisoft were taking measures such as selling season passes and counteracting the active user game market. Fryer said sales dropped off for Rocksteady Arkham Asylum and attributed to analytics of theory that people would play the game, then return a disc to retailers. Okay. So she says, quote, this was great for gamers because they could buy a game and then sell it back to the company like GameStop and buy something else, Fryer said. It was also great for GameStop because they also sold and used games for a discount and then they pocketed the money. For game developers, though, this was a disaster because they weren't getting paid for every game. They were only getting paid for every first copy sold.
But they made it through 25 years of that.
Correct. Hence why we're all doing digital now. Okay.
Yeah.
So they lost millions of dollars, she said.
Just a quick sidebar. When GameStop was selling games under the table to people for 25 years, and those developers were not getting that money, and those developers and companies grew to the giants that they are today. Now that they're here today making digital games that they get 100% of the money, they can't afford to be open. Riddle me that, Batman.
Right. Like,
riddle me that.
Right. So it says this is where the Nemesis system, according to Fryer, came about. Faced with the secondhand game sales and potential losses. Okay, how does a studio encourage players to hold on to their game? Memorable experiences, it seems. She says, quote, with Shadows, we face the same problem, Fryer said. How do we create a single-player game so compelling that they keep the discs in their library forever? We knew Monolith's game engine wasn't yet capable of having a fully open world like GTA, and the team wasn't interested in going multiplayer route. But still had to solve the constraints. And this is the thinking what led to the Nemesis system, arguably one of the most creative and coolest game features in recent memory. And then they were fucking greedy assholes, and they put it behind a 15-year paywall, basically, right? So solving for the constraints would also turns out that led the incredibly memorable system named Orc Rivals. Also could remember your actions in previous encounters, developing stories out of action combat. It's often the best remembered part of Monolith Lord of the Rings duology, Middle-earth, Shadows of Mordor, and the sequel, Shadows of War. And yet, with the sudden closure of Monolith Productions, the cancellation of this Wonder Woman project, in particular, success seems doomed to life in the vault. Though the Nemesis system was due to be implemented into the Wonder Woman game, Warner Brothers still opens a patent for the system, which stands with the expiration date of 2036. It's fascinating to hear more about this Nemesis system game, how it came together, meaning further lamenting of the fact that it's also gathered dust for foreseeable future. I find it funny, just like you just said, Sarge, right? Digital games, and now these companies can't be in business. They created this system so people wouldn't sell their game back to GameStop, so people would hold on to games longer. But if they just did the recipe of like a Skyrim or a KOTOR or all these other games that people go back to and never play, like they never leave the game, they never sell the game, they just hold on to that game, okay? Yet they hold on to this patent, and the company is now closed. The company that created the actual patent and did this is closed down because they couldn't sell enough games, and yet the patent sits there and no one uses it, and no one's going to use it until 2037 when it finally ends in 2036, and then someone finally makes it to use it into a different game.
They don't understand how gamers work. I'm completely convinced that they have no idea. Nobody is hanging on to the game because of a Nemesis system. We hang on to games because of experiences inside the game.
Correct.
That one little experience inside the game is not the end all be all.
No,
why I
but
would hold on to a game.
But every time you play that game, though, it's different because they remember how you play. The characters remember.
Yeah, it's only different if I treat them different and I start the game over again. They don't. If I'm doing the same playthrough, it remembers for the playthrough. After I've started a new playthrough, it's starting from scratch.
Sure, but they remember your choices, what they've done. That was so innovative of what it was.
Sure, it's innovative, but it's not the deciding factor why the game stays on my shelf.
Well, if the game is fun, which it was, and they had that system, so many games would have so much better experience if they had this system in it. All right, we talked about this. If
so
Cyberpunk had
so
this,
much better if they were actually complete and they worked when you first bought them.
Not even just saying that. Cyberpunk would be a better game if it had the Nemesis system. Grand Theft Auto would be a better game if it had the Nemesis system. All these open world games would be a better game, undoubtedly, if they had the Nemesis system. The Nemesis system was so fucking good, and yet no one can use it because Warner Brothers is a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, to hold it hostage for the next 10 years is just mental. It's as I said in chat, it's an anti-gamer move, right? You're not benefiting anything. Right. So what's going to happen when it finally gets released? Does it go to the public domain, or does someone buy up the patent and then
it just
hang
ends,
on to it forever?
And now everyone can use it unless they re-up it. I guess they could re-up it for like another 5 or whatever years.
Of course they would.
Which would be so stupid.
Why wouldn't you?
If you're not using it, let other people use it.
Every other game mechanic on the planet is stolen by everybody else and used in the game in the same developing year that the game comes out. They all do it, right? That's why it's competition. Everyone does what they do. When someone finds something new, they go, "Ooh, look what they did. We got to do that." And then whoever does better makes the better product. That's how it works. That's how it works, man.
I just think it's funny. They're like, how do we make people play or keep our games longer? I don't know. How about you make a game?
Make a good game.
How about you make a game?
Why?
I know, it's crazy. Just make a game.
Why are people still playing Skyrim? Why? Isn't there other games out there better than Skyrim? Apparently, there's some games that are fun, but none that you can go back to again and again.
Right. Yeah.
And by the way, compared to today's games, Skyrim's magic system is dog shit. Right? The magic system in Skyrim is absolute total dog shit compared to everything we have today. People still going back playing it. Yeah.
Krebsy says, how is no other studio under WB has used it yet? It's mind-boggling, isn't it, Krebsy? So, like, we're the only ones that can use the system. No, I don't want to.
We're not going to make anything.
We're not going to make anything.
And then the game that we were using it, we just
canceled it.
We just canceled Wonder Woman. Couldn't hang.
Well, speaking of canceled games, okay, this little game came out, Sarge. I don't know if you heard about it. Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah. Okay. Now, Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition canceled by Warner Brothers. Now, remember, Hogwarts Legacy made $1.5 billion. Okay. Suicide Squad lost $200 million.
And they ignored it. It made that much money and they ignored it.
Yeah, they ignored it. Right. Hogwarts Legacy, okay, or Suicide Squad lost $200 million and canceled multiple games and crashed studios. Okay. This game got money, and for some reason, Warner Brothers Games has canceled the planned Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition. According to a new report from Bloomberg, Jason Schreier, the Definitive Edition of DLC's cancellation comes as part of the ongoing restructuring at the entertainment company's video game unit. The project officially canceled this week due to the concerns that the amount of content was not substantial enough to justify the price being considered. Okay, Insider Gaming exclusive first reported
lower
on
the price. Don't cancel the game.
On the
What's the matter
development of
with
the
you?
Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition and DLC pack in October 2024, and the new version of the game was scheduled to include a 10 to 15 hour additional content, including new story, quests, side quests, activities, and outfits. In addition to the Definitive Edition of the game, the DLC was expected to be available separately for those who already own the game. Okay, so why did you finish the
DLC?
game? Put it out there. What is wrong with these people? There's 25 million people that own this game. They're like, yeah, I'll buy the DLC, and they're like,
nope.
nah, it's just
Nope. We can't.
We're gonna
charge
make money.
70. We can't charge you 70, so I can't give it to you.
We're gonna make money. We can't do that. We gotta back it off. Let's just cancel the whole thing, right? So with no extra content now planned for Hogwarts Legacy, the studio seems to be moving forward, focusing on an eventual sequel to the popular game. Oh, well, that's the reason, Sarge. They don't want to keep adding to this because people already have the game. They're like, no, let's take this content that we're working here, let's just move it over to the Hogwarts Legacy 2, right? Come on, that's what they're doing,
bro.
Right? Well, you would hope.
Bro, this is the specific definition of the old saying that you would cut your own nose off to spite your own face. Like that's what Warner Bros is doing. You have DLC, you know everyone will buy it, but
25 million people own the game. They love this game. Think about this. Laura Fry just talked about why did we make the Monolith system, or Monolith make the Nemesis system to get people to play the game longer. There's still people playing this game right now. Right now, there's people that keep going back and exploring the castle and everything else. This is a game that you could literally keep playing forever because people love it so much. They just put mods in. They literally just put mods in for the PC version for people, and people are loving it. They added games to it. And they're like, nah, nobody wants this DLC.
Take a breath. Right?
Fucking WB, man.
I figured it out. I'm going through the corpo mindset. I've zoned into the corpo mindset. Okay. The reason why they're doing it is because they have so little product that people want to buy. The only product that they can sell to, they have to make sure they can milk it into oblivion. So they can't sell it as a DLC. They have to wait until they can sell it as a full-fledged product. That's the answer. Because they have nothing. They have nothing.
If they're this dumb, they should.
I think California is blaming Suicide Squad for the fires now. I think that's everybody's blaming Suicide Squad for everything.
Listen, if they have whatever's done right now, if they're not going to sell it, don't scrap it. Put it in the game for free. Put it in the game for free.
No, they got to sell it, bro.
They don't want to sell it. They just said they don't want to sell it. It wasn't worth the price of what they were putting in.
Because it wasn't worth the price they could get it for.
Correct. So just put it out there.
They're not going to give away. They're not giving away content that they can put someplace else and charge you more for it. They're not going to do it.
The goodwill they would have to be like
goodwill. You're talking.
listen.
You're
Hogwarts
talking
Legacy
about WB, right?
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is these people already have the game. They don't want to make money from it, so just put it out. Just put whatever you had done. If it's 1 mission, 2 missions, just put it in the mod store.
Bro. No shot.
Well, that's what I think, Krebsy. I said they're going to repurpose it for the sequel.
No shot.
It's so stupid, man. Tell me you're an idiot running a company, right? 25 million baked in people that already own the game. That's 25 million people own the game. And they're already a player base there that likes the game. And yet they're like, no, let's not make a DLC for this game. Yeah. It's not going to sell.
Yeah, let's wait until there are more games out that occupy more people's time, and people will forget about this game and then try to sell them a game.
Look, I said this for the Quidditch thing, right? They had the Quidditch separate game that bombed, flopped. Okay, flopped.
There's your proof right there. And they could have put that. They could have sold that as a DLC. Just put it in the game.
Yes, it was a $30 game. It was like a $30-$40 game, and it flopped. And all they had to do was take that content and put it into the game there. And they could have charged microtransactions for the Quidditch thing. They could have done the same thing they did for that game, but put it already in the game that already had a player base of $25 million. And these people are absolute morons running the company.
Nobody's falling for that shit anymore. Nobody's buying a $40 Quidditch game. Just sell them the game for 10, 15 bucks and put it inside the actual game and move on with your life. But they don't want to. They don't have a clue, bro. See, somebody told them a long time ago, hey, WB, look at all the money everybody's making in video games. All you got to do is buy yourself a couple studios and you could rule the world. Like, no, you actually have to have writers and programmers and guys who know video games who make games for you and actually sell into a market that's competitive as fuck, right? Nope, not us. We're going to just we're throwing shit to the wall. Whatever sticks is the game we're going to make. How?
It's so ridiculous.
How do you cancel all this shit, dude? Even the game. Take
a breath. Take a breath, Sarge. Take a breath.
Think how thick you have to be that you cancel the things that actually made you money and then dump hundreds of millions of dollars into things people told you over and over again, I'm not going to buy. And that's the repeated business model over and over now. The one we sell, I don't care about. The one that I want to sell you that you don't give a shit about is the one I keep pushing on you, and we repeat. What is going on at WB? What's going on? Hey, WB, call somebody, huh?
I don't know who's worse. WB, Hasbro, Disney,
they're all
Ubisoft.
The same. They're all the same. They're run by the same type of people, man. Same people.
Idiots. All right, well, let's start off. The big stuff for today's show, Sarge, is Ubisoft, right? So Assassin's Creed Shadows passes 3 million players in 7 days. I'm so glad they shared this number because they were really happy to share the day one numbers. They were really happy to sell.
Now it's 3 million?
What
I missed, bro? Was it a
the
record?
3-day numbers. And now they're finally sharing the 7-day numbers because I was like, what happened to day 4 and 5 and 6? Right? Well, now they shared 7. Right? 3 million players. So Ubisoft has announced that Assassin's Creed Shadows has passed 3 million players in the first 7 days since launch. The news was shared for the official Assassin's Creed X, formerly Twitter account, right, which is run by also a bunch of other morons. Okay, Assassin's Creed franchise history. Like, first of all, do you know the tweet they sent out about Graham said something, Elon Musk said something, and Assassin's Creed roasted? It's a good tweet, but still a stupid tweet because it's the community manager, right, or whoever's running the account, and it looks so cringe. It looks so stupid that they did this, right? Like, as a community post, you should take comments and post news, not try to roast people on Twitter. But anyway, so it was announced that the game is the biggest day one release on PlayStation Store. Oh, they've changed it, Sarge. The biggest one-day PlayStation Store, right? Now with over 40 million hours of now they're adding the hours in 40 million hours of game already being played. Okay, in addition to the game's commercial success, Assassin's Creed Shadows is one of the Ubisoft's highest-rated Metacritic games in recent histories. It's like, here's the target sales, right? They're like, pew, pew, pew. They're like, we got hours, we got players, we got Metacritic scores, but what's the actual sales? The sales good? Sales good? Right? No. Insider Gaming, Grant Taylor Hill gave Shadows a buy verdict. Grant Taylor.
That's it then. Thank you, Taylor.
Close the shop. Grant Taylor said it's good. Right? Verdict praising the game for visuals and cinematic, but it's also the game had too many flaws and considered the perfect title. So there's that. Then we move into Assassin's Creed Codename Obsidian, which is Black Flag Remake, and Codename Invictus, which is the AC multiplayer game, are set to launch before Assassin's Creed Codename Hex. Okay? So that's the other news for Ubisoft. Then we move into Ubisoft is forming a new subsidiary with Tencent valued at $4.3 billion. Wait a minute. I thought they were doing well, Sarge. I thought they were doing well.
Oh, bro. This
I thought Ubisoft was doing well.
This announcement today basically confirmed everything I thought about for the last 6 months.
Right?
Everything I thought about what was going to happen to Ubisoft happened today. And I just looked at the article. I'm like, oh, okay, so here we are. Right? Ubisoft is doing so well.
So well. The game is selling so well. Ubisoft is top cloud 9. They're amazing. They're doing so many good things. Right?
But make sure you talk about this the correct way. So I didn't get a chance.
Read the article.
I didn't get a chance to read through the actual not the report, the actual letter that the company had set out. Like, I saw parts of it, but I didn't read the whole thing yet. So the deal apparently is that Tencent made them split off a part of the company that they were going to be in control. Well, not control of, but that they were donating the money to, technically, right? So they're giving away the $4.3 billion for Ubisoft to break off part of their company to make a new division of studios, right? That Tencent would then own 25% of. Right. So basically, and the deal is also that the Guillemot family still gets to control that subsidiary company. So basically, Tencent is now an investor in Ubisoft, which I'm sure they have to have some type of control on some level, because there's no way that you gave away that much money for a 25% stake for something that you don't control at all.
Right.
So that being said, the 19,000 people that are working for them, days are numbered.
Oh yeah, they're going to get fired. Yeah,
Numbered.
There's going to be a lot of people losing jobs. Real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sarge. Go ahead.
Before you start reading the article verbatim, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. The only reason why Ubisoft is in this position, right? You have to add up everything that's happened over the last 5-8 years. Okay. Ubisoft was given outside money for you know what, right? That's why they were able to hire all these people in order to make these games on the list that they had. Okay. And because they were under this mandate, right?
Yeah.
We're going to give you this much money, but you have to do these things. Here's the list of the things you have to do. So we're going to hire these type of people. We're going to hire this thing to make these games. Great. So the gamble's now on, right? We're giving you the money to do the narrative. We're going to see what you can do with it. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, strike 4, and now we're on strike 5. Okay? 5 strikes. I don't even know if we're playing baseball anymore, bro. I don't know what we're playing, right?
What's
I didn't even know you got 5 chances.
I don't know what cricket rules are.
Right? So basically what's happened now is the reason why nobody really panicked, you have to remember this now, the reason why that Ubisoft never panicked is because it never really came out of their pocket. All the money that they got to make these pieces of trash games, right, didn't all come out of their pockets. So they were willing to gamble. However, you were gambling on at least one success, right? Just like you said before, bro. You might get a bomb here and there, but the one game that you thought was going to be good,
it's a numbers game.
We'll make up the games that didn't do good, right? So they gambled incorrectly. So now what ends up happening is you have a bloated company full of people that you don't really want because you had to take a deal for money that you didn't need, okay? And
they took money from Singapore to make Skull and Bones. You know what I mean?
And now you have to fire all of these people because you guys couldn't make a game with 2,000 people. You have 19,000 people, and you still can't make a game. Bloat City, and now it's going to be... And now here comes the tears. We're going to have to hear a bunch of people come online now. I'm rude. I don't give a shit. Like, I have no sympathy for people getting their jobs. Like, people get fired every day. Every day. And by the way, if you didn't corrupt our fucking industry the way you have been over the last decade, you wouldn't have this many firings repeatedly every time, the same time of year, every fucking year, right? We wouldn't have it. People would just make the fucking games, sell them, and do well, and then split the developers up and make a different studio and make some more games. Apparently, even with this many people and that much fucking money, you couldn't make a game.
Right.
Read the article.
Well, real quick, I wanted to talk to Jaggy Snake said, where is it? Nope, that's the wrong one. Where did you say it, Jaggy? Oh, you said here. You said games have a few issues, but typically fix those. But overall, it's amazing. What we're talking about has nothing to do if people like the game, right? You liking the game and us talking about the game and Ubisoft, if it's successful or not, are two different things completely, right? You're allowed to like a game. You're allowed to enjoy that game, okay? But when we start talking about Ubisoft and we start talking about they're not selling well, if they were selling well, they would tell numbers like Palworld. They would tell numbers like Helldivers. They would tell numbers like Elden Ring. They would tell numbers and tell you those numbers like Wukong because those are sales numbers. When a company comes out and they hide the number of people that actually bought sales of game, okay? No one can defend if it's successful or not successful because we don't know the budget and we don't know the actual sales, okay? We can guesstimate what the sales were, and we can guesstimate what the actual budget of the game was based on how many years it's in development, based off other games around the same type of game. Okay, so we could guess, but we can't confirm what it was. This game cost anywhere between $250 and $300 million in the time that it was in development. Okay. On top of that, it was delayed. On top of that, there was a lot of other problems they had to do. Okay. So then the marketing deal comes in, right? Because the budget has nothing to do with the actual marketing. That's just the budget for the game itself. Okay. So if you add another 100 million, 150 million, again, it doesn't matter if you're liking the game and people are enjoying the game. What we're talking about is the sales of the game, which personally I don't give a shit about, but we're on a podcast, we talk about stuff, and because they're hiding the numbers, okay, it's like the Barbra Streisand effect when The House, okay, because they're hiding the numbers, people start to equate what's this sale? Well, if one person says a sale number from anything, if like the game that's number one the next month sells 5 million copies, and they come out and say, we sold 5 million copies, and Assassin's Creed is like 3 or 4 on that list, it drops dramatically from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, right? And it goes down. So we could tell there's more people playing on Ubisoft Plus, okay, at $18. That's why they're using the players. And if they're not using the players' numbers, they're using the hours numbers. And if they're not using the hours numbers, they're using whatever number they want to, most physical copies sold in the UK on a Sunday, on a Saturday, whatever it is, okay? So again, it has nothing to do with that. Obviously, if it was doing so well, why would Ubisoft be selling off, right? Why would they be getting bought out by Tencent? If Ubisoft was so successful, if Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows was so successful, why are they getting bought out? Okay, Ubisoft is forming a new subsidiary with the Tencent valued at $4.3 billion. Ubisoft has announced that it will be forming a new subsidiary of Tencent valued at approximately 4 billion euros. Tencent will also be investing $1.16 billion for 25% stake in the new subsidiary to set including IPs, including Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six, and will also include Ubisoft Studios located in Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, and Barcelona and Sofia. In an internal email, the staff has also been acquired to Insider Gaming. Ubisoft CEO Guillemot has said that their move will mark a milestone for Ubisoft history. The historically agreement to above all recognition of all extraordinary work you have been doing for years, and the value of these 3 brands directly reflects the individual collective talents and efforts which allow to create these beloved franchises, Guillemot said. Guillemot has also added the investment from Tencent gives the company means to accelerate the changes that we've been discussing for several months across the group changes, and that many of you also have been logging for reveal of the Ubisoft XP survey. Ubisoft Senior Vice President Mary Sophie commented on the company's beliefs that the Tencent investment in Ubisoft is a strong testament to their trust in the company's ability to grow Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. This is a direct result in incredible work you've also done in making these franchises iconic, okay, which they've ruined over the last couple of years, right? They've had literally 5 bombs. Obviously, Assassin's Creed, even if it sells 4 or 5 million copies, it's well below of what they needed to sell. Okay. Even the internal email said that they stopped comparing it to Valhalla because Valhalla was like a perfect storm because it was during COVID and people were staying home. So stop comparing it to the other game that sold this many, and they had to change that to player numbers as well. Because if they tell you how many sales that one was based on the amount of players, then you'll be able to figure out what Assassin's Creed Shadows is actually doing, right?
Self-recs, yep.
Right. So it says the answer right now is she said that the email the management that committed to communicating with the employees, transparency and regulatory. Well, yeah, they're going to transparency. I'm sorry, you're being let go. They're going to go into this place and they're going to clean house.
Yeah,
they're going to clean house and hire new people and new things, and there's going to be a massive change and shift going in, which then will affect the games that are in process right now. If it is the multiplayer Assassin's Creed, if it's Black Flag, if it's the next Hex game, it will affect these things. If it means cut content. I mean, look at what happened to WB, $1.5 billion off of Hogwarts Legacy. They're making a definitive edition with 10 hours, 15 hours of DLC, and now it's scrapped, right? And they made a shit ton of money. So what do you think Ubisoft's going to do with this other stuff that they have to do, right? Minimal viable product. Hence why they're making a remaster of Black Flag.
I'm not sure how fast this is supposed to take place. I got to be honest with you, but I'm assuming they probably want it done before the end of the actual next financial quarter in order to help stave off any more price drops for the stock. So I'm thinking probably by the end of April or beginning of May, they're going to have the answer of people being let go.
Right.
Yeah, they're not going to wait that long, right? the HR departments and whatever else they have to figure out of who's on the chopping block. And I'm pretty sure the people who are actually there are probably shitting their pants right now because they probably have an idea of who's going. I mean, you have an idea. You know if you're on the list.
Well, Ubisoft employees worried about layoffs after a Tencent deal. So on Thursday afternoon, Ubisoft announced that it was also forming a new subsidiary company in Tencent that include the company's 3 biggest franchises. Okay, worried about massive layoffs happening in the coming months, either before or after the deal with Tencent is complete. Not long after the deal was announced, multiple current Ubisoft employees reached out to express feelings of uneasy concern about the future of the company, specifically those not working on Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, or Rainbow Six. Yeah, you're going to be either moved over or see you later. Right? The internal email acquired by Inside Gaming, Ubisoft said that the understands that the uncertainty and the questions surrounding what is going on, and she's also tried to calm the worries about those not working. Well, yeah, they have to calm the worries because then everyone's freaking out.
Of course they do.
You gotta. So it says also.
Has anybody in this room have never been fired before? Like if you ever worked in the corporate setting, like you don't know how the process works. I'll give you a good example. All right, when I worked for Starwood Properties down in Lauderdale, right? It's like a high-end hotel. Starwood Properties is like what would be the good hotel name? It's the same level as like St. Regis or Ritz-Carlton, right? Same level, right? When Marriott purchased the building that I was in to make it into one of their properties, Starwood Properties had said to me that you have an option. You have a severance package, or we can transfer you to another hotel, right? And the hotel they want to transfer to me was down in Miami, and I didn't want to make the trek all the way from Palm Beach County all the way down to Miami, 5 days a week. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess when the time comes, I'll take the severance package when the time comes, right? So let's say they talk to me. Let's say it's now. It's March. Well, the group of people that come into the hotel and decide who's staying and who's going, and they go through the process. They go by division, room service, kitchen, up front, behind a house, janitorial. Like they go everywhere, right? Each section that they do. They didn't do food and beverage until 18 months later, right? So for 18 months, I was working at a hotel that I knew I was going to be fired, but I wasn't fired for 18 months. Right. Even though I know I was going to be fired, right? That's how long processes take, depending on who's doing what.
Well, also, if they're also getting the bloat out of other departments.
That's correct.
Right. They might not even touch your department at all.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Right. But everybody gets to go. Right. So, right. This is what happens. It's what happens.
All right. So it says, continuing. It says, also, I want to be clear that we're also currently working on these brands. It doesn't mean that your work matters any less, she said. This agreement will benefit all the Ubisoft, giving them the means to spark more innovation and creativity across the board. These marks begin as a new chapter, and they have a vital role in shaping it. Despite the messaging, however, some aren't buying it. Well, of course not. Right? We feel exclusive. If you're not right, they feel fucked. Right? If they're not a big 3. One of the current Ubisoft employees said, under the condition of anonymity, they can say these things in an email, but when it comes down to it, we feel like we know the priorities are. Absolutely. It's exactly what Sarge just said.
Absolutely.
So another employee currently working on the unannounced project. I want to think our team is okay right now, but if we don't know, you don't think that we have at least some sort of clarity. And here's the thing. It starts to eat at you because if you don't know if your job is secure, then you start looking elsewhere.
Of course.
Instead of working on the job that you're doing, you're like, maybe I should look for a different job because I don't know if my job is.
But you have to remember, when they do this kind of buyout, right? The amount of money that they received, right? Part of that money, you have to understand the way some things work. It's not just a dump and run, right? A lot of these guys, because otherwise you would hear articles and they would be freaking out. Like, you can say that these people are freaking out because they're going to get fired. But remember, if you're getting fired, you're getting a severance package. You're getting money, right? So because if the company was insolvent and they had problems, you would hear the article that people are getting fired, and then a couple weeks later you would hear lawsuits for people because they didn't get any severance, and you guys never really hear about that from the gaming industry, because when they do get rid of people, they're getting severance packages because they got rid of them. That's what happens, right? Yes, it's shitty. Yes, but they maybe have 5 months, 6 months, maybe 2 months of insurance and 5 months of pay, and then they go find another job. Right? It's not that just they set fire to the building sorry, no more job. Like that's not how it happens.
Right. Well, here's another reason they're also still supporting year 2 of Skull and Bones, because Skull and Bones is minimal viable product now, right? They got it out the door. They had to because they had an obligation to Singapore, right? And now it's there. And to maintain it, it's smaller cost than everything else than making a brand new game, right? So now look at it. They're still supporting Skull and Bones moving forward. They're doing a remaster of Black Flag, which is less money than making a full-fledged game. The next game for Assassin's Creed is supposed to be smaller because they actually said like they're going smaller now. They're not going to make them as big moving forward. And they're doing multiplayer. They want to do the multiplayer type of stuff, right? Going back to the article here, it says, we just want to know what's going on, one source says. They promise transparency and regular communication with us, but we'll see if that actually happens. It never happens. It never happens. It sounds good on paper.
Like they don't know who they're going to fire until they go through all the bloat, bro.
Yep.
They got 8 years.
What are you
saying
saying you do here, Sarge?
Right. That's exactly what's going to happen. They got to go
Bob and other Bob.
They got to figure out who gets to stay and who doesn't. Like, who was on the product? Here's level 1. Who was on the products that made money? Right. Then after that, who was on the products before we got the influx of loans back in 2018? Who was there before then? Who was there after then? Right. Who worked on the products that fell down the toilet? Right. You're on a list, man. You're going on a list. Nobody said this is pretty, but this is a series of decisions made over the last 8-9 years that led to this. There is no feeling sorry for anyone. You made a conscious decision to follow this type of sales. We're going to sell it to these people. Nobody knew who those people were. Right? The modern audience that everyone kept talking about. I want to know who they are because in my world, you don't exist. Because I just watched 5 games go down the toilet. So I'm not aware of this modern audience that you're seeking.
Well, what I find funny is they say they're going to be transparent, right?
Yeah, you're getting fired. That's transparent. You're getting fired.
Look how transparent Ubisoft's being right now with their game sales.
Oh, yeah,
right?
completely transparent.
Super transparent, right?
Like,
they're telling the numbers.
So clear.
Right? They're so transparent. If they're transparent like that with us, you think they're going to be transparent with the actual people that work for them?
No.
No.
And by the way, if I'm giving you a severance package, I don't have to say shit. Right? You're not getting a timeout room or the cry feels room when someone gives you the pink slip.
Right.
You just, here's your pink slip. Here's your packet. You get a nice packet. It's like going to college, kids. In case you guys didn't know, when you get fired in the corporate world, you get a packet. Like you just got accepted to college, right? You open up the manila folder, you're all excited, and it tells you insurance for 2 months, 6 months paid, vacation included. Like, have a nice day. Thanks for coming by. See Bob, he'll walk you out. Like that's it, right? There's no timeout rooms, cry rooms. They don't bring in puppies to pet. Like, I don't know what you fucking people think happens when you get fucking fired. I don't understand. What do you think happens?
Here's your ice cream. Here's your ice cream cone. Thanks for coming in.
Here's your Demerol lollipop to help you ease off when you drive home. Like,
remember when
talking about?
Remember a couple years ago when Blizzard fired people and they gave them a gift card to the gift shop? Blizzard fired 12,000 people or something, and they gave them a gift card, $100 gift card
to the shop
to use in the shop, and half the stuff in the shop was over $100.
Fucking joke.
You could get like a candle set and a beanie or something, but you couldn't get anything else.
I think what we need to have in place of the timeout room, the puppies come in, the HR director who wears a clown suit, like all the fluffy stuff needs to happen. They need to have like a corporate version of like a drill instructor. He's not so ridiculous like the military version, but he's like a real life guy who's like he's been in the corporate world for too long. He's been fired so many times he don't give a shit anymore, and he just tells you like it is. Right? He comes in.
So you mean me like I was when I worked at Boomers?
He's wearing a suit and he's wearing like a hat, like a cap. It's not like a cowboy hat or a military hat, just like a normal hat. And he comes in and just tells you straight up how it is. And then someone's gonna cry. It's like, you're gonna cry? You're gonna cry?
Can I do that job?
Did you get your Indeed thing ready? Did you get your Indeed thing? Did you get your resume ready? No, you didn't get it ready. Why not? Why didn't you get your like? They need one of those people. To
Can I apply for that? I would be perfect for that job, right? Dead straight face and be like, look, you lost your job because you're an absolute loser, right? You didn't do anything. You didn't work on the weekends, right? The other guy worked on the weekends. You get
Clown
nothing.
world, bro.
Yeah.
Clown world. Right? I'm gonna make 175 bad decisions. I now have to be held accountable for my 175 bad decisions. Somebody feel bad for me. I'm a victim. Everyone's yelling at me. Everyone's yelling at me. People are screaming at me. Right? I don't know what's happening. I feel bad. No, sorry.
I was just doing my job.
I'm sorry. It's not how it works. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is. Look, we've all been fired. Well, maybe not all of us.
Look,
People that actually like
I'll make
experience
it really
getting fired. You
you
understand.
guys,
Corporate
right?
world.
As an American, legal American, as an American, right? The qualifications of an American in my book is shit face. You don't know what day it is, right? 50-50, you own a gun, right? You've been fired. Okay? You've been fired.
Yep.
Right? And you've been to jail. Misdemeanor or felony. So you did something, right? That's the qualifications for an American. Right? Check the boxes. See how many you got. Some people have more boxes than others.
These are France. This is French. It's a French company.
I don't care. I don't care what country they're in.
Dude says, game over, man.
Everyone's
game over.
Everyone's following the same rules. You were there to make a product. You told everyone you're making a product. I'm making a product for these people. Okay, cool. We waited.
Yep. Not enough of these people bought it. The rest of you,
you're
bigots. You're racist. You're racist and sexist.
Bigots, racist. I was called everything, bro. The last 5 years, I was called a bunch of stuff.
Mo says, I guess I'm not American. Well, you don't own a gun?
Mo, you never been shit-faced? Come on, man.
You've never been drunk and shit-faced?
Don't know what day it is? Yeah, okay. I got you.
I don't know. Someone's not being truthful.
We got
you, sir, can get a job at Ubisoft.
We got mini Jesus here. We got mini Jesus. Been arrested, but not to jail. Okay. you want to pencil that in? Maybe. Get the fuck out of here.
Somebody's lying. Yeah.
It's incredible how they.
Oh, Jaggy, you're from Greenland. You will be an American soon. You will be a.
That's a joke. Relax.
I know.
Relax. Yeah, there's a reason why they're interested in Greenland now, because the ice caps melted. There's a reason. You have boats that can go across the globe now that you can find, and China boats and the Russian boats can go through the Arctic now. You have to be mindful of who owns the water up there. So yeah, you might have to make friends with Greenland.
See, Mo, now all of a sudden, now you're saying it. All the others except going to jail. See, you are an American.
Mo's talking about the actual jail. A holding cell for days is not counting the super jail, like the regular jail. I know what he's talking about. I know what you're talking about. I'll just put it that way.
All right, the next thing I want to talk about, Sarge, is well.
I mean, are we done? There's nothing else we're going to discuss. Does anyone in chat want anything to say?
No, I have stories. Stories.
No, I'm talking about the Ubisoft thing.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. Anybody else got anything to say about how awesome the game is? No.
Yeah, you can have fun with the game. Okay, and let me. You know what? I want to bring this up for a second because there's a lot of people always go around going, what's a flop? Right? It's not a flop. Okay. Let me tell you what a flop is. Okay. This is the definition of flop. Okay. The definition of a flop in the video game industry. A flop refers to a game that significantly falls or fails to meet expectations, often due to poor sales, negative reviews, or a combination of both, resulting in financial loss to the developer and the publisher, right? So you can have poor gameplay, you can have lack of innovation, you can have poor marketing and promotion, you can have high development costs and low sales, okay? All of these things make a flop. Publicly, financially, doesn't matter what it is, okay? So you can have fun with a thing, and it can still fail financially, okay? Now, someone can then move the goalpost, right? Because they'll be like, well, I don't care about the sales of the game. I'm having fun with the game. Great. Then don't throw your hat in the ring when we start talking about the game's a failure because it didn't make enough money and it's going to fail and it's not going to save the company, right? That's the thing, right?
Well, the defense now, the Knights are going to come out, bro. The company's saved because Tencent gave them money. That's the whole idea right now.
Sure.
Right. right? Otherwise, Ubisoft would be done. But Tencent stepped in, gave them enough money to reorganize, so they'll be around a little bit longer.
Well, here's the thing, right? Again, we don't know what the budget was for the game, we don't know what the sales that their expectations need to hit to make that.
It doesn't matter what number they're.
No. But what I'm saying is,
it's always underperforming.
But if they sell 4 million copies, and they go, see, they sold 4 million copies, it's successful. It's only successful if they think it's successful, because if it's a return on investment and it's not a flop, because if they needed to sell 7 million and they sold 4, well, that's below expectations, right? That's below what their actual budget is, and they didn't make their money back, which is a flop, which is okay as long as there's another game covering its ass, okay? Which, in WB's case, was Hogwarts Legacy, and that's why everything's getting blamed for Suicide Squad, okay? Even though it came after Hogwarts Legacy, right? They made a lot of money. They moved that money somewhere, put it somewhere, okay? And then all the other games lost money for it, right? In the movie industry, I say it all the time, 7 out of 10 films will bomb, okay? 2 movies will make their money back, meaning even or just a little bit above, and then one will be a fucking blockbuster that'll make all the money, right? So 7 fail, right? So, all right, let's go to the next one, Sarge. I want to talk about this amazing thing that happened. I have a video up on Nerding with 30, okay, about the Avengers Doomsday, okay? The event of a lifetime, Sarge. This thing was...
Dude,
this is a much faster version.
The marketing behind this, by the way, genius. Completely and totally retarded in my eyes.
Right, it's retarded,
genius.
But genius.
Yes.
Right. So this video is 1:47 seconds, okay? This was filmed afterwards. They did this after the 5.5 hour stream. It was a 5.5 hour stream, Sarge, okay, of this. Okay. Now, just to put it in perspective, every 15 minutes they would pause and it would stay on a chair, and then for 12 minutes or 15 minutes, then they would wait, and then it would play music, and then they would go to the next chair, and then it would show you the next character, okay? Now, they did this for 5.5 hours. Here's the cool part that happened. I talked a little bit about this, okay, in my morning stream, okay? This was the stupidest marketing, but the genius marketing. And what I loved about it, no, Jones, not 5 hours, 5.5 hours, okay? So what I thought was genius about this, and I talk about this all the time, Sarge, about binge watching compared to week by week, okay? Now, in this scenario, pretend each chair is an episode, okay? And when you go from one episode and waiting for the next one, right? So Sebastian Stan, you wait here. That's the episode you watch. Sebastian Stan's episode. You're like, okay, this is the chair I just saw. The chat in Twitch, in YouTube, all the places that people were watching this thing, okay? What happened here, Sarge, is something I haven't seen for a really long time, at least in the Marvel space, okay? You used to see this all the time before Star Wars was destroyed and Marvel was destroyed by Disney. You would see people watch a show and start speculating about stuff and talking about things. And what was happening here is every time they showed a chair, for the next 12 and a half minutes, 13 minutes, people were constantly talking in chat. Who do you think's next? Getting excited. They were talking about stuff. Who do you think this is? Do you think this is good? And I love to just watch that because it brought a fictitious tear to my eye, because I was like, that is what Marvel's missing. That is what Star Trek is missing. That is what Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and Doctor Who and all this stuff was missing, because it's fans that want to know what's happening and get excited and talk with other nerds and other people that are interested in the stuff, right?
100%.
And then each chair went to the
100%.
next thing, and you're like, oh, what a letdown. Like, oh, who's that, right? And then it went to the next chair.
But by the end of the first hour, you're like, there are more chairs? What's happening?
You're like, is there going to be one more chair? One more chair? Well, this chair just kept going, and this is, I won't play it for 5.5 hours. I'll just let it go, right? So they constantly did this, and the music was playing, right? And every time they would give you a little hint with the music that was playing on what character they were going to show. If you're a big Marvel fan, you would know that when they showed Simu Liu, they were playing Shang-Chi's like anthem, you know what I mean? And when they showed the Fantastic Four, the Fantastic music started playing in the background, the X-Men, right? So all of these characters started going in, and they showed 27 actors or people that were going to be in this thing, right? And they kept going, and it goes all the way to the end. Here, let me just fast forward, okay? And it goes all the way to the end, and then you see Robert Downey Jr. Now, in this video, he wasn't sitting there. In the live show that was happening for 5.5 hours, in the background is the big doors, like the bay doors, because they're in the soundstage, okay? You saw this door slowly open, and it was completely blurry, so you don't know who it is, right? And the music's ramping up, and you're like, who is it? And they're playing the Iron Man song, but it's got a little bit of doom in the background, and you see him walk up, and he sits there, and then he does this, right? Right? So it is like, gosh. And then he gets up, looks at the chairs, and then walks off or whatever. And just that, people were like, wait, is Robert Downey Jr. just playing Doom? Or is he also playing Tony Stark? Is he going to be both? Like, people are speculating. People want to know what's going on, right? And this is what's cool about being a Marvel fan or a comic book fan, right? This is what's cool about being part of a fandom. Okay. Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on here because there's 27 people. And in my video, I don't want to spoil it, but go watch it. Okay. One of my concerns, Sarge, is there's just too many fucking people in this and not enough from Endgame to now. There's been a lot of shit movies. Okay. And this year, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, and there's nothing else after that. Okay. Until this movie comes out next year in May. Okay. So leading up to next year, May, we only have the Thunderbolts, which comes out in May, and Fantastic Four that comes out in July. Okay. So what are your thoughts about this event that they showed with all the chairs, showing the X-Men from the early 2000s, the R X-Men guys, okay, and Robert Downey Jr. being here and what it means, maybe for you, but for Marvel.
Well, if I'm going to go over this, bring up your picture with the actors and the superhero pictures. Leave that on.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about it, and that way people have a better sense of what the fuck's happening.
All
right. So I watched your video and I watched your show today, and I've been watching a lot of videos before. I'll be honest with you. I watch more news videos about gaming than I do actually play games now because of the show. So I have to make sure I'm keeping up on stuff. I agree with a lot of what you said. It's almost like they're trying to go right into an Infinity War, as opposed to movies that lead up to the Infinity War. Right? If you're going to start with this type of cast, right? I perceive it as a
cleansing.
Not a cleansing. I think
they're going to kill a lot of people off.
Yeah, well, yes. Like, you want to put as much nostalgia in there possible so you get as many people in the seats, and then you're going to kill half these people.
At least half.
If we're talking about Avengers Doomsday, we're talking about red shirts galore. Like, you see somebody here that you like, it's a 50-50 shot that he's on the list, right? Now, it might be cool, but like you said, how much do you care about these characters if nobody gets any screen time? What's the story going to be?
Right. That's my biggest concern.
Is it going to be cool? Sure.
Yeah, it'll be epic.
If there's action, but my problem is you're not building up to anything. You're here, right? Now, I'm the kind of nerd that's going to take me a while to figure out that Iron Man's dead, and I have to look at this guy differently, right?
Right.
Like, because let's just talk brass tacks, right? They had nobody else that could fill the shoes of RDJ that would maintain the eyeballs on the MCU for Marvel. Okay.
I would say
there is nobody else. So put it this way, the fact that you finally killed off Iron Man to start your second wave or third wave of nonsense, and none of it worked, and you believe the only way to bring it back was to bring back the guy that you killed in order to restart what you know what I mean? Like, it's going to take me a while to look at him and not look at him as Iron Man. I get it. He's an actor. But when you do superhero movies, like, this is how nerds and superheroes go. If you pick the guy to be the superhero and that's the guy. Like, he doesn't get to die and then come back as somebody else. If, like, Pedro Pascal, like, if he did that kind of shit, like, if they kill him off and bring him back as another dude, like, no, I'm sorry. You used him up and we're moving on, right? So I look at him like, all right, I guess I got to look at RDJ now as the bad guy. Now, here's my second question is, does he take off the mask right away and fuck it up for everybody? Like, He's
Well, I
Doom.
guess he could because
Like,
he's
Doom.
we know it's Robert Downey Jr. behind there.
I know
Right.
RDJ's Doom, but just keep the mask on. I don't want to know. Like, right?
Right.
Let's play stupid, right? But if in the middle of the fucking movie he has to pull his fucking mask off because he's got to see it, you got to see it. We fucking know it's you.
Well,
we know it's you.
So I have a couple of problems with this, right? One, I didn't like that they announced Robert Downey Jr. and said he was Doom. I would have loved, because there's not very moments.
I would have loved this. You don't tell me.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's what I'm
saying. You
saying.
don't tell me who Doom is.
We don't get very many moments of this, especially in because
you'll know comic books.
Well, you'll know that he is in a movie. You'd be like, oh, he's coming back as Tony Stark, right? Like, if we didn't know he was Doom and we saw him on set because of leaked photos or whatever, right? You wouldn't know that he is Doom. You would know that, oh, maybe Iron Man's coming back from a multiverse or whatever, right? If they kept him quiet and they kept the mask on until the movie comes out, you would have had that moment like Darth Vader telling Luke Skywalker, I'm your father, right? That was...
You would hope.
Well, no, that's what it would be, because that was held. Nobody knew about it until the edit, because when he said the lines, it wasn't the lines that it was, right? So you didn't know that Darth Vader was saying to Luke. He just said, Mark, go, no. They told him like 5 seconds before the shot, right, to know what it was. Nobody knew. Okay, so when they watched the movie afterwards, they finally knew. They're like, holy shit, I didn't know that was going to be his dad. This would have been such a surprise, obviously, for the fans. All of a sudden you're watching this and all of a sudden someone pulls off the mask or something in a fight. All of a sudden it gets busted open. He pulls his mask off and all of a sudden you see it's Robert Downey Jr.
Well, we know too much. Everybody knows too much.
Boom! You would have been fucking blown away by us, right?
We don't get that anymore because everybody knows everything in 10 months before the movie's done. They know all the actors going to be in the movie. Nothing's kept secret. You can't have the soap opera drama for dudes because we know everything. We're paying attention to everything that goes on in the damn movie, right? To get one over on us, you would have to bring someone back that his name's not on the damn list, right? Like his name should, if half the battle is his name's on the list. If his name's on the casting list, then we don't think about it. Right. He's not there.
Dupless, that's what we're talking about. I'm talking about the Comic-Con. They ruined it there. Now, here they even ruined more things, okay? Because now the Thunderbolts comes out in May, and Fantastic Four comes out in July. Well, look at the list, right? They literally show you this whole bottom of the page here that I created. I created this, right? The whole bottom of the page here is the Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. And now you're telling me that I don't have to worry about anything that's happening in that movie.
Zero drama.
I don't care if they all die in the film and these are all like other multiverses of them. It doesn't matter, right?
Doesn't matter.
There's no connection. It doesn't matter if they die or survive. Nothing matters. We don't know the characters, first off, because one, half the people, more than half, ginormous amounts of people did not watch the Disney Plus show. Don't know but Bucky and Winter Soldier and Falcon were in the Winter Soldier and Falcon, right? They don't know who the fuck John Walker is in the U.S. agent because they didn't watch that show either, right? They didn't watch the Winter Soldier, right? Red Guardian, they're like, what? Oh, that's from the Black Widow movie? Oh, that didn't go to theaters and was only on Disney Plus? No one watched it. Like, nobody watched it, right? Ghost, which is from like Ant-Man, was it Quantumania? Or no, it's the second one. Nobody gives a shit, right? So we're like, okay, who are these characters first off? Then you're introducing the Fantastic Four for the first time. Okay? First time in the cinematic universe, Fantastic Four. Now, fans know who Fantastic Four is, but the normies are like, who? And now they're here, and you're like, well, I guess the end of Fantastic Four's first steps, I guess they go through a portal, and they're coming to the multiverse, or they're dead, and they come back as a different variations. It's like, there's no drama. They're just like, here it is. We're doing a movie. Just come and watch movie, right? Like, there's no attachment to any of these characters.
But they insult us on that level because they don't think that the guys like the drama for their hero things, for the hero movies and the hero shows. And like, we don't like a lot of drama, but we like a little spin on something. We like a little thing that makes us wonder, is that guy going to do this? Is so-and-so alive? Is so-and-so going to come back? Like, we're interested. If it's something that we're interested in, we'll pay attention to that kind of drama. Like, I'm not talking about watching like soap opera dramas all day long for a fucking lifetime. I can't stand that kind of shit. But for superhero stuff, if it's something I'm interested in, I'm curious about what's going on right now.
Right.
But if you give me zero drama and you give me zero risk, what am I watching for? Now, you think the insult to me is they think I'll just watch a bunch of things explode. They think that's all I care about.
Right. Well, and here's another thing, right? Now they brought back the X-Men, right? They brought back the main. We're going to take Gambit out of there.
There's a 50-50 shot. Some of these guys won't make it to the movie, bro.
Oh yeah, they're all going to die, right?
No, I don't mean in the movie. I mean,
you're talking
reality.
about actually in reality they might not make it. Yeah. Well,
some of these guys are old, man.
So my problem with this is I love the X-Men. Love the X-Men. It's my favorite Marvel, right? Marvel X-Men is my favorite. I'm looking forward to bringing the X-Men in for years now. And I'm like, when are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? And I like that they're bringing nostalgia bait, bringing this in. But let's see. They've done it before. We saw Spider-Man. We saw Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Patrick Stewart already came back as Professor Xavier and they got murdered in 2 seconds in that film. Okay? So it's like you're bringing these characters back. And sure, am I going to be upset if one of them die? Sure, but they've been gone for 25 years. It's not like I have an attachment to them anymore. Like, in my opinion, they should have brought in newer actors like they did for Gambit. Gambit is Channing Tatum, okay? He played his role in Wolverine and Deadpool, or Deadpool and Wolverine, okay? And this cast of characters here, M'Baku, Black Panther, Shuri's Black Panther, Namor, Shang-Chi, Falcon, and if this was the Avengers, are you going to see this? Like, if this was the Avengers, just these 6 characters, are you going to the theater to watch this movie?
I'm creating a Deadpool list right now. What are you talking about? I got a Deadpool list I'm working on right now.
Right? Like, you're not going to the theaters to watch these 6 characters right here. Side Vengers. Yeah, that's exactly right. Right? No one's going for that. You'll watch an X-Men movie, okay? Thunderbolts, I don't think the Thunderbolts is going to do that well. And I think this is the reason they did this thing before Thunderbolts, to get more hype for
it.
Right.
To go see
I think Fantastic Four's got a shot to do really good because people like the Fantastic Four, but we'll see what happens, right? But we know this is not the full list, guys. I understand this is not the full list, okay? I understand that if you go to Google and type in the cast and they show Chris Evans and Tom,
yes.
These are the confirmed characters. See, this is the problem, Sarge. This is the problem with today's society, right? This is what's confirmed. This is what we call reality, okay? And everything else that you guys are fans of are speculating on who else is coming to the thing, right? We're having a conversation about reality here of the actual confirmed characters that they confirmed themselves in the actual thing. Do we know other characters are coming? Fucking A, right, more people are coming, okay? But these are the confirmed characters that are here, and this is who we're talking about, right? So my problem, okay, is that there's way too many fucking characters, and they're going to add another 25. On top of this, they're going to add another 25. So they're all going to have about 2.4 minutes of screen time each. So one person's going to come in and be like, hey, I'm Black Panther. And then they'll be like, dead. Right? Hey, I'm dead. Right? Like, what are you going to do? There's too many people.
I have a sad prediction that the beginning of this movie is going to look like the beginning of the old 86 Transformers movie where you just start slaughtering.
Well, that's what happened in Suicide Squad.
You start slaughtering heroes just for the sake of doing it.
Suicide Squad did the exact same thing. They had a whole list of superheroes, and they all died in the first, 10 minutes of the movie, right? That's what I feel like this is going to happen, right?
I mean,
I'm excited. I am.
Of course you're excited.
But at the same time, I'm also like, this is not going to turn out very well. Look at what they did with Spider-Man. Now, I know Sony did Spider-Man, okay? But with all the bad guys that they had, and then all the 3 Spider-Men in, they had so many characters in just that movie, and not enough people had enough time to do anything. Okay? Wasted potential about a whole bunch of stuff, right? And you got to pick and choose who you're giving lines to. So let me bring this back up. Okay, Sarge. Who are you giving lines to in this movie to be the 6 characters that you want to hear from the most? Minus Robert Downey, because obviously he's the main guy. Okay? But out of all these heroes in there, what 6 are you going to pick that are going to be the main characters? Okay, you want me to zoom in so you can see a little bit?
You don't have to. You don't even have to zoom in, bro. Like it's like
honestly. You
well, I would be hopeful. I would go Thor.
Okay.
Gambit, Cyclops, Magneto, Beast, Nightcrawler. Everybody else I give a shit.
So you're giving basically. And you know, it's funny. I'm almost almost exactly the same. Okay, you're going to give most of the lines to the old school characters.
Well, I
than
mean,
the new
Gambit's not old school. He's still
well, no, Gambit's not old school. His variant is not old school.
Yeah,
but
yeah, well, that's because you care about them. I
Right.
care about the ones who I watched movies about.
yes, one I would give to Cyclops. Okay, another one I would give to Professor Xavier. Okay, that'd be 2. I would give to Beast. Okay, I would give to Magneto. I would give to Winter Soldier, and I would give to Thor. Okay. As of right now, I haven't seen Fantastic Four, so I have no idea, right? I haven't seen Thunderbolts. I know who Winter Soldier is, right? That's who I would give it to. Everybody else
Red
could literally
shirt.
die, and I don't
Red
care.
shirt. They're
Yeah.
fucking red shirts, bro.
That's it, right? Like, I would think it would be so badass if Magneto fought Doctor Doom. Do you know what I mean? 1-on-1, Magneto versus Doom.
The movie ends. If you're talking about Magneto versus Doctor Doom, the movie ends. So you know Magneto's got to go because he's the only other guy that can kill him instantly.
Salty says, I'm close. Gambit, Thor, Loki, Magneto, Professor Xavier, Beast, and Cyclops. Yeah, you picked more than 5. Or 6.
Here's the issue with superhero movies, right? If you follow superheroes over your life, like you like comic books, you like superheroes in the most basic sense is like a more complicated version of paper, rock, scissor. Right? Like
Sure.
if I name a superhero, right? DC or Marvel. I'm not crossing over. I'm saying a DC version or a Marvel version. Like if I pick a guy in Marvel, I'm pretty sure the nerds in the chat or guys who like comic books can identify the guy that would kick his ass immediately. Like know the guy that can counter that guy. Like he'd be dead, right? And so when you make movies like this and you want people to be interested, and you put a bunch of characters in the movie because you want people to be interested, but then the nerd comes out of you and you're like, well, if you have these guys in there, this is going to be a short fucking movie. Like, because guy A is going to slaughter guy B in 10 seconds. Like there's not it's not even a fight, right?
Well, that's what they did.
We know. So when you do this kind of thing, we have to remove that point out. We got to pull that apart out and go, well, how are they going to make it cool? Like, how are they going to make it cool where the guy doesn't kill the guy in 5 seconds? Like, that's how we think. Right? That's how we think. Right? Otherwise, what are we doing with this?
Sorry, Altered says Anthony Mackie will probably have a line saying, I will not have the serum, and then die because he didn't have the serum.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it would be cool if they announced Josh Brolin as one of the chairs because you don't know if he's playing Thanos or if he's playing Cable.
Right.
Right? That would have been cool. Right? It would have been cool if they didn't show Robert Downey Jr. at fucking Comic-Con last year, okay, and they just showed his chair saying Robert Downey Jr., and you're like, oh shit, Iron Man's coming back, and you wouldn't know he's Doom, right? It's so upsetting that the way they spoil everything. They spoil everything.
This is my point. That's why I say the nerddom, not the fandom, the nerddom.
Yeah.
It has to be able to remove parts of the characters out of themselves and just enjoy the movie because we know who can kill who, right? But when they don't care at all, like they're going, we're going to put a bunch of guys in the movie, and like you start cross-referencing, like the nerd part in my brain is cross-referencing all these guys, and I'm going, half these fuckers are done. Like I don't even know why you're even on the screen.
Yeah, just
like,
sure.
are you getting like a per diem? Are you getting like a 1-day check? Like, what do you guys? What's your line? Like, I forgot my underwear, that you're done. Like, I don't understand what they think is going to happen. Like, I'm hopeful. It's a Marvel movie. I'm hopeful. And they want to start with a bang, but they don't want to lead up. They don't want to lead up. They just want to start with a bang. Like, I'd be all for, and I know some people in chat are with me on this one. I would be all for Secret Wars.
Well, Secret Wars is coming out in 2027,
right? Because Secret Wars to me is how you get rid of a lot of characters. Because
that's what they're doing. They're doing Avengers.
A lot of guys die.
Avengers Doomsday, and then Secret Wars is coming out the following year. It's a 1-2. It's Infinity War and Endgame, but it's now Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Basically, they want to Return to the Jedi, then go to an Empire Strikes Back, and then go back to a Return of the Jedi. Is that kind of like how the movie wants to go?
Well, Infinity War was like
for Doom. There's no build up here for Doom.
that's the problem. Like they did Shang-Chi, Black Widow, like the Disney Plus shows, all these new characters, and half of them are not even here. And they're bringing back a 25-year-old franchise to put in here to get our asses in the seat, which congratulations.
I remember, I don't even think I still have them anymore, but I remember collecting the entire series of Secret Wars for a while for comics. That was like one of my favorite series back when I was a kid. Right. Awesome series. If everyone gets like the actual, what do they call it? The, not the journal, the graphic novel. If you get the graphic novel of Secret Wars, you can't collect the red, it's an awesome series. Absolutely.
So, Salty, I 100% agree with you. People love cameos. And the reason Deadpool did so well and Deadpool Wolverine did so well is because they did those cameos. Did you watch it, Sarge? Did you watch Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
They did those cameos beautifully because there wasn't 27 of them. Okay, there was just enough people in the movie to do what they needed to do to bring back that, oh, this is so awesome to see this again, right? To see Wesley Snipes' Blade again. Okay, it was enough, right?
Seasoning.
Right, that's it, right? But how do you do that with 27 in 2.5 hours? That's a much bigger feat, right? All right, put your questions and stuff in the bottom of the chat. We're gonna take some Q&A. I'm gonna play the intro, and then we'll take some questions from you guys, and we'll keep it up for just a couple minutes. All right. So if you have a question, put it in the chat. Put a Q in front of your question, and we'll answer your question.
There's so many games coming out, bro. Like in the next couple of months, like April's full of stuff.
I didn't even get done with Avowed, and I've moved because I like Avowed, but
There's
because
so
I played
much stuff coming out.
There's so many things coming out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move on. I think I'm gonna finish it off stream because on stream I want to play different games. So I played 33 Immortals on stream. Adamfall comes out. Then we have South of Midnight comes out. Then there's just like game after game after game is coming out, and so I tried to get Avowed in, but we're at hour 55 right now. Right, that's a long time to put it on stream, especially when I only play on Mondays and Tuesdays for that. Okay, we got some questions, Q&A coming in. Okay, while you guys are putting questions in.
Before I get too excited, Adam Falls out. If I go on my Xbox right now, I can get it.
It should be live. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. First question is: do you think Ubisoft would be in control of their company, or would it be a Bungie situation all over again?
No, Ubisoft's in control. We don't know the exact details of the deal.
We don't know
but we do know that the part that they split off, right? See, the demands of Tencent was that we want a division of your company separate, and we want a 25% stake in that subsidiary, not of the whole company.
Which
want a 25%,
which is the big franchises: Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and
So they want 25% control of the new company, that the new subsidiary that they made. Now, the money that they gave Ubisoft does what they want with that money to keep them afloat and do whatever they have to do. But Tencent is in control of who goes into that company. Like, what guys they get. They're not just going to start taking people and throwing them over there and they're going to accept it, because if you're given $4.3 billion, and according to the way people are talking about it, it doesn't seem like Tencent's got a lot of things to say. I'm sure Tencent's got a lot of shit to say, right? But controlling share of the company is still with the family, right? They just get shares of the profits. Tencent gets share of the profits of the new subsidiary. So now, what I want to read, which I didn't get to read the whole thing yet, is the actual letter that says which IPs are staying with the original company and which ones are not.
Right. Well,
that's what I want to see.
If Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and whatever are moving over, then everything else is staying with them, I guess. Or they just sell them off, right? They can sell them off. Next question is, with the Veilguard director going to Wizards of the Coast, what IP do you think is about to get ruined?
The answer is yes.
I would say it's Dungeons and Dragons. I would think.
The answer is just yes. Whatever they come up with, the answer is
it's
yes.
ruined. The answer is it's ruined.
It doesn't matter what it is. The answer is just yes.
Krebsy says, do you share in the opinion that Minecraft updates the last few years have felt lackluster and wanting more? Why not take some popular mods and add them to vanilla-based game? They kind of are with the shaders that they're doing right now. And they are kind of adding their own spin on stuff. Like right now, you can do the gas. You can ride the gas and stuff now. But I will agree with you, Krebsy. The last couple of updates, I'm always like wondering, like, why don't they add more to this? Like, they could add so much. Here's the thing: there's no competition for Minecraft, like a game voxel based like that. Yes, Roblox is out there and stuff like that, but it's not a Minecraft competitor in the same format. There's a game coming out. It's been in the works for about 5 years, 6 years. It's called Hytale. When Hytale hits the market, supposedly sometime this year or next year, Minecraft's going to have to kick their ass in gear because there's so much stuff coming into Hytale that these are people that loved Minecraft so much that they made a better version of Minecraft, right? They made it like an action-adventure game. It's also creative. They want it to be Minecraft, but better. So once that game comes out and hits the market, we'll see what happens with Minecraft if they get Mojang, if they get their ass in gear.
I don't think that they have to do the updates. We call them lackluster because they might not be substantial enough for us. But once again, the game's not for you. I'm not trying to make that insulting. It's not for us. I love Minecraft, by the way. I still play it. Even if my nephew didn't want to play the game, every once in a while, I still play the game.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Like I enjoyed it. Just roam around. But I think that the updates that they have, you have to remember how many people play Minecraft and how many people buy skins in that goddamn store. Minecraft is a beast. Okay, an absolute beast. I would say total, it's probably in the same neighborhood as Candy Crush is. Probably be like maybe like 30% or 40% of that. Like they make a lot of money in Minecraft because of the kids.
Oh, yeah.
They buy all kinds of stuff, but it's not for us. Absolutely not for us.
Jay Breezy says chicken or steak.
From where?
Let's just chicken or steak.
And my answer is from where?
Well, mine for generic purposes would be steak. I like steak more than chicken.
Yeah, if I have if it's a Spanish family, I'm going to take the chicken. If I'm going out to eat, it's steak.
Yeah, there you go. Next one is how many players played would AC Shadows have next week, or do you think it will stay the same? I think they stopped.
Oh, you're going to 4 million. By money, there'll be 4 million.
Yeah, well, here's what I think. They'll say one more number of players. Only if it hits the milestone of 5 million. If it doesn't hit 5 million players, okay, they will never say another number. The number will go away. In 2 weeks, you'll never hear Assassin's Creed Shadows numbers again. It'll just go off into the distance.
Into the ether.
And that'll be it. If it hits the number 5, we'll hear about it. If it doesn't hit 5, you'll never hear about it. It just goes off.
One little amendum here, and this needs to be said. Make sure chat knows it, and this way, when you guys go into any story, you know this. Ever since the internet became mainstream for us, not for the content creators, I'm talking about for the consumer. The fact that we can communicate with everybody and find out information and talk to each other, okay? The gaming industry especially can't do the same shady shit that they've always done even before the internet, right? Because remember, before the internet, gaming magazines were the only way you guys knew what was what. And if they controlled the gaming magazines, they controlled the narrative of the game is good or the game is not. And they had control for a very long time. Now that we have access to information, their whole narrative about if a game is good or not is completely shattered. And they're completely pissed off about it. As you can see, especially Ubisoft trying to just tap dance around any kind of factual numbers about anything for the game. And the rest of us are just looking at them like, I don't even know what you're talking about at this point.
Right.
Like whatever numbers you say, we don't even know what you're talking about because you don't make any sense. Right. So just remember, they were doing this a long time and they're mad now that they can't do it anymore. And then this is how they act. Right. Remember this going forward.
Remember, if I say it for Game Pass, if you're playing on Game Pass, you have to have 3 times the amount of people play on Game Pass to kind of equal what the price would be, right? Because Game Pass is $20 a month. So if 3 people get Game Pass for a month and they're playing the newest game, that's $60 from 3 people.
Yeah, you're
total.
lowballing it though,
right? Yeah. But so Ubisoft Plus is $18 a month. Okay, and if people are playing the game, well, yeah, you got to get about 4 people to get the price of an actual copy of the game. So if people are playing the game and let's say they do have 1.5 million sales, that's great. They have to have about 4 to 5 to 6 million copies. If it's $200 million, right? If it's 300 million, they have to have about 7 million copies sold, not played, right? So you could tell us the player number. Okay, but the only way they're making their money is if they sell it and it goes on Game Pass and they give them an upfront chunk of money, and PlayStation Plus gets their money up front. But they're not going to make that number. AC Shadows is not going to make that number, and if it does, it's on heavy discount, which it is right now. You can get it for a 20% discount off of Best Buy right now. Okay, so or at least it was a couple days ago. Next one. Thoughts on the rare gamer win from European Union with the video games can no longer use virtual currency to discuss the price of in-game purchases. I didn't take that story because I didn't have time to read it.
Awesome.
So can you explain it to me, Sarge, a little bit?
It's very simple. There in the European Union, you're not allowed to sell anything in a store on any game in anything but actual money. So no more.
So you can't make your like Ubi coins or
Nope. If you're selling,
it has to just be actual money shown.
It's got to be either the euro or in Britain it's a pound.
Awesome.
You're not sending it. Absolutely awesome.
It's not Vegas where you're turning into chips and then and buying it.
Nope.
Got it. That sounds awesome.
No
Too bad
coins,
it'll never happen in America.
It's whatever you're trying to sell me. It's in actual currency.
Yeah, that'll never happen in America.
Yeah, it's going to happen here.
I hope it does, but I don't think it will.
Oh, we'll get through the lobby, people. We're going to get through them.
Krebs says, what games needs to be made into a kart racing game? Marvel, Call of Duty, God of War, Bloodborne, Depression. I would say if they had to make a kart racing game, I think you would have to go with Marvel.
You have to pick Marvel. It's got the characters.
Yeah, you would have to go with Marvel.
You have to sell me characters.
Yeah, it's got so many characters. It would be like Disney Speedstorm. Yeah, Marvel's the answer, I think, there. Next one, Krebsy says, I want to know what's happening to the IP besides AC, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy. Do they still own them? Is it going to be sold? And
we don't know.
He said future games are under subsidiary. Does that include the other IP?
Yeah.
I think they're going to sell them because there's been rumors about them selling IPs off. Now, I did say that they might sell AC, but it doesn't look like they're going to sell AC because it's the biggest franchise, which you said a couple weeks ago or whatever. You said, I don't think they sell it. So I'll take the L there. But I think they do sell a lot of them off. We were talking about like Just Dance, I think gets picked up at maybe like a Sony, right? Maybe Microsoft picks up another game that they could think that could maybe go on.
4.5 or $4.3 billion is a lot of money. Give them time. They might not have to sell IPs right away, right? You're going to
They will sell IPs regardless.
They might sell some.
Well, no, I think
you're not gonna take a $4.3 billion loan and get rid of the franchises. They're gonna be able to give you the money to pay back that loan.
Sure, but I think what they're gonna do is get rid of the bloat, and I think they're gonna focus on the big franchises that do make them money instead of the franchises that don't make them money. So even if they have the IP, they would rather sell that money off or sell that IP off, and then shrink down the actual developers that they have. They have 20,000 employees.
Way too many. For what they're doing. I'm not saying that those people don't need a job. I'm saying for what they're doing currently, they're bloated.
Yeah. So that's my answer there. Next one, El Dente says, thoughts on Game Informer coming back as its own company again.
I'll give them 6 months.
I said this before. I said good riddance to them when they left last summer.
I give them 6 months.
And I'm going to say this again. Good riddance because I don't care. I don't. Game Informer is dead to me. We'll just leave it at that. They're dead to me. I haven't bought a Game Informer in years. I used to subscribe to them digitally or whatnot. I'm done with the company. I said goodbye to them before, and I don't care that they're back.
Let's talk about this logically. Ready? Okay. So a game company or a game magazine that used to be the top selling game magazine for many, many years wants to come back out in an environment where journalism has zero accountability, right? No one's held them accountable for anything. They can just say whatever the fuck they want. Nobody trusts them, right? There's zero trust in the journalism for gaming now. And then you want to come out with a paper magazine, and even if it's digital, we'll just say it's just digital, no paper, right?
So they say they're coming back with a hard copy again.
I don't care. Either way.
That's what's that?
So you're going to tell me you guys are going to come jumping back into this pool of fucking acid, and you think you're going to have writers who are actually going to want people to read the shit that they say and take it as face value? In this environment right now, I give them 6 months.
Six more months?
I give them 6 months. Well, they'll have a good run. They'll pick up a following, but then that's it. We're bringing back the old crew. Great. Why did you guys go away?
Why did you go first? Yeah, exactly.
Why did you go away?
Yep.
If the old crew is coming back into town, why did you guys go away? If that's the selling point,
I think they go away, but I think they get bought out by someone else, and then like IGN picks them up.
Nobody wants fucking journalism for gaming, and you're going to pay a subscription.
The people that own the people that own IGN, they bought a whole bunch of other companies before, so I think they buy. I think the reason Game Informer's coming back is so
they're looking for a payday.
Yes, they're
build
looking
it up and get
build
bought.
It up and then get bought. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Next question is: Are you no interest in Tales of the Shire? From the director said that the game aims to honor Tolkien's vision.
You pissed on his grave for 10 years.
That the game looks,
and now you want me to care about it.
It looks like a cozy game. I don't think it's going to do very good. It's going to be like the Quidditch
Farmville
game for Harry Potter. It's going to bomb. It's going to flop. It's going to flop. It's not going to do very well, and the studio go under within 6 months after the game comes out.
Tales of the Shire.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen with that.
So it's a cozy game for your wife.
Who's home with the baby. That doesn't play games.
Right. She'll send you text messages. Send me coins. Send me coins for my crops.
Altern says, "What other characters would you like to see in Avengers Doomsday?"
At this point, all of them.
Yeah, I mean, here's who I don't want to see. It'll be easier for me to tell you who I don't want to see than it would be to tell you who I want to see. Okay, I don't want to see She-Hulk. I don't want to see Echo. Yeah. I don't want to see Marvel. I don't want to see Agatha. No, I want to see Miss Marvel, but I want to see her die. Right? I want to see her like get punched through
punched through a moon.
Yeah, something, right? So yeah, that's who I don't want to see. Right? So there's that. Who do you want to see, Sarge? Just Miss Marvel?
I mean, anybody that caused any grief to the MCU at all, I don't want to see.
I mean, come on, Wolverine. It was pretty cool when Wanda's allowed to shred apart Reed Richards and make him like spaghetti in the Multiverse of Madness, but I'm not allowed to think that Captain Marvel can get punched. I mean, she gets killed in the thing, right? I just want to see that happen in this movie, like the actual Captain Marvel now, not the variant version of her, right? Like, come on, I want to be entertained. Entertain me. I want to be entertained. All right, so there's that. Next one.
They're all responsible, Krebsy. They're not kids. They're all responsible now. With great power comes great responsibility.
That's right.
You can't play the little kid card now.
Oh no, Captain Marvel. Did I say Miss Marvel? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want the kid to die. I want Captain Marvel to die. That's what I was talking about. I see why Wolverine said geez. Gotcha. No, I was talking about Captain Marvel, not Miss Marvel. My mistake. They're like, oh, yeah, that's why you said geez. I got you. Yeah, no.
Sorry. Are we concerned about some fictitious character?
Well, no, actually, I think that character's fine. I just would like to see Captain Marvel.
Are we actually worried about a fictitious character being killed off? Is that what you're doing? Are you apologizing for?
I'm not. No, well, I'm making it clear
I want to see her die. I'll make it clear. I want to see her die.
But I want to see Captain Marvel die.
It's fucking fiction. I want to see her die. Through a fucking moon, through a planet, in a spaghetti, in a garbage disposal, whatever.
Yeah. Next one is, do you believe that the original Fantastic Four might return, the ones with Jessica Alba and such? Sure. Why not? They already did Johnny Storm.
I mean, would they put them next to the new people to make a joke?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Right?
You think they would?
Actually, I would love Here's another person I would actually go back to. Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards. He needs to die, and then a variant of Reed Richards comes back, and it's somebody else. That's who I want. Okay. And the last one is, how did you like 33 Immortals? I think it's very good. I said in the beginning of the show, if you missed it, Jay Breezy. I think the game is good. I think it's a perfect game, and people take it how they want, but it's a perfect game for a type of Game Pass, right? Because Game Pass wants you to pay a monthly thing. The game is very addictive. It's got a nice loop to it. you can come in and play it for a couple minutes. You can play it for as long as you want. It's got that loop of upgrading stuff, leveling up things, getting passive abilities and stuff. Fun with your friends, fun with strangers. It's one of those games that you can do without even you don't even have to talk to people, and people know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's you don't have to speak, and people communicate really well in the game. So it's a fun game. You didn't play it yet. Well, you played a little bit.
I played it at your house. It was the early access. I played it. I wasn't allowed to talk about it.
Well, I signed an NDA.
I wasn't allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. I liked the art style.
So, all right, that is the Q&A. I think, no other questions. Appreciate it very much. Episode 434 is in the can. We do appreciate you very much for coming out and hanging out with us on this podcast. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We're here live Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also watch us, listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or Anchor.fm. After the fact, I just uploaded last week's episode over on the podcast side. So if you missed last week's episode, you can listen to us, watch us over on Spotify or anywhere else a podcast is heard. And then this week's episode, if you want to watch it right now, you can go back and watch it on this channel on 30NSG. Make sure you go check out some of our other channels. 30 and Still Gaming is the gameplay channel. Nerdy with 30 is our entertainment channel. We do uploads for, just nerding out with me. Whatever I want to talk about over there with entertainment stuff, go check that out. And then 30NSG does uploads, live streams, podcasts, and also does uploads on shorts. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Game on, guys.
Retro meets the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips.